What's up, Chiefs Kingdom? It's your boy Chris Dow. You are tuned in to the Arrowhead Chief Podcast, episode 121. We got the gang in here today. Got an extra guest in here today. We got a lot to get into, some things we want to talk about. Let's talk Chiefs.
Yeah, Arrowhead Chiefs. It's your girl, Miss Nicole. Queen of Hustle, baby. Started from the bottom, now we here. My homie at the start of his career. Let's go. Try to win him early, hear the truth. Tune in every Sunday for the juice. Arrowhead Chief Podcast, bringing all the news. If you missed the play, come back for reviews. Chris Down, out here rapping for the crew. Post game highlights, go subscribe on YouTube. If you missed the play, come back for reviews. Post game highlights, go subscribe on YouTube.
What's up, Chiefs Kingdom? Hope everybody's having a good day. Episode 121 of the Arrowhead Chief Podcast. We got a lot of things to talk about before I get into all that. What's up, fellas? How y'all living?
What's up, brother? What's up, Chief Kingdom?
Got my man Joe on here, man. We got Joe.
Yes, sir.
Be in the comment section. We got him out hiding.
Oh, yes, sir.
Got him out of hiding, man. We
got to talk about this B-John gang.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go already.
Not even 2 minutes already.
Hey, it came up organically. I told you it would.
Look, time to end the broadcast. It was over, yeah. It was a nice But no, for real, Joe, thanks for coming on, brother, man. Appreciate you.
Thanks for having me, brother.
Man. Clarence will be on in a minute, man. He, got to get things situated at the home front, but he'll be on in a minute. But let's talk about it, man. It's news just popping out right now. The Lamar Jackson saga has still continued. And this morning, Adam Schefter said that since on March 2nd, he asked for a trade. How are we feeling about this, fellas?
I feel like this is what should have happened with Lamar. When you look at the way the Ravens decided to try to build around Lamar, they went out last offseason. They signed Sammy Watkins. They signed a whole bunch of bum receivers that are old and past their prime. This needed to happen. Lamar needed to get out of Baltimore. Look, they think it's 2001, the way they're trying to build their roster around defense first. I get that works, but that don't really work in today's NFL. You got to build a team around Lamar Jackson. If you want to see, like what other teams are doing with guys on the rookie contracts, they're throwing top tier receivers at them. Look at what the Bears just did. They just went out and got DJ Moore, Chase Claypool. They got Darnell Mooney out there. Like, that's how you build around a team. You bring in receivers so you can see if this is really the guy that you want to be your future. Lamar never really got that chance. Though he won MVP, we didn't get to really see his passing game be great because he never really had the receivers there to get open.
Go ahead, Mark.
The word "duh" comes to mind. That's all. I mean, I get both sides of it. You got half that are saying this wouldn't have happened when Lamar would have had an agent. Then you had the other side as far as with the organization. Well, they just going to show them what the business is and all this other stuff. You ain't showing nothing. Like I mean, it's something that they should have been took care of, and now it's got to the point to where, and even so, we're not even talking about to the deals that eventually we know they're going to come to the service working, but like, well, this team offered this, and this until, before all this happened. So, none of this surprised me at all. I told everybody Lamar Jackson's days were numbered. They should explore their options as far as with the capital and stuff like that, regardless of, folk call me crazy and they ain't going to get rid of him. They ain't going to do that. I told y'all this was not going to happen. And even so, I said consider every option, whether it been the Bears or whoever. And, the Bears are doing their thing. Who knows? That could have been an option because they had the capital to do it. But this is what happens. You're going to lose out, and now he's going to go to another team. So I'm pretty sure they're going to do the work that they should have done a long time ago. And now You're probably gonna have somebody like Tyler Huntley,
Pro Bowler, by the way.
Nah, I don't know about all.
Pro Bowler, Pro Bowler,
Yeah, Pro Bowler Tyler Huntley.
Pro Bowler.
Hey, he got one.
Hey,
Yeah,
Utah.
yeah. Honorable mentions. We don't like. They need to start doing that.
Hey. When he gets 60 and he's around his grandkids, he ain't gonna say that. He gonna say I was in the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
See, this what they need.
Is Jacoby Brissett gonna say I should have been a Pro Bowler?
Yeah. That's what they need.
Hey,
They need to tell the truth. They need to start putting in the tickers instead of saying Mahomes replacement or Herbert's replacement. They need to put honorable mention because that's the truth. Because that's like saying. That's like saying, "Oh, I own this Lambo," and then all of a sudden you see the Enterprise rental sticker in the back of the corner. No, come on now. We gotta start telling the truth.
Whatever.
That's what happened.
Hey, to the ladies, I owned it. I was
hey, my man go out there, he show his card, turn the back of his card, it says Pro Bowler. Yeah, my man out there doing nice.
That's what they're gonna say. But here's the bottom line, though. Both sides, it don't look good. Lamar going to go somewhere, and hopefully, I don't know if it's going to be the most ideal situation. Even so, one impact player could change a whole team. We know that. It could be Washington. It could be Carolina. Who knows? It could be any team that's ridiculously bad. What I'm saying, what if the worst case scenario is, well, I don't see it happen, though. It would be kind of fun, though, if he somehow went to Detroit. But, hey, that's just me.
Yeah, I know. I'd love to see that.
But what would happen if they go to that one team that we least expect, and then all of a sudden they start to become that sleeper, and then all of a sudden they go from like a 2-3 win, 14-win team, and all of a sudden become a 10 or 11 or 12. That's where you get to the point, that said, well, the Ravens would have did what they supposed to.
What if he goes to San Fran?
That's a possibility. Who knows?
I like him in the Dome. I like him in Atlanta.
As long as he stay away and stay out the AFC West, and really, there's no reason for him to even come over here. That's the only. Whoever he goes to, I just wanted to see him get paid. He deserved it. I was talking about Miami, but then they did two. They gave two of the deal. Who knows? Well, nope, because Tampa Bay they just signed up Mayfield. So.
Bakers.
Right.
Bakers.
Because the only reason why I thought about
Brady to Baker Mayfield.
But how we get to Baker?
But the reason why I was thinking that though is because him being a Florida boy and everything that would have made sense. I'm thinking Tampa, Miami. That's it. Definitely in Jacksonville because
they got Trevor Lawrence.
They got Lawrence, so they good.
Yeah.
So wherever he goes to, you want the best luck for him. Regardless of what you feel about Lamar Jackson and the things that how everything transpired, the injuries and stuff like that, I wish him the best of luck.
Let me ask y'all a question: If Ozzie Newsome was still in charge, do you think that this would be a problem?
I think it's done.
It's done.
No, I think the deal was done 3 years ago.
I think maybe so maybe it was done, but also, man. Y'all can't ignore the fact that, Baltimore is playing hardball and kind of winning at the moment, right? He ain't been offered no big-time deals. He ain't out here, they ain't had to match no big-time contracts, which they still have the right to do. Hey, Baltimore's been playing hardball. Baltimore winning this thing, man. I don't think y'all – and it's because he ain't got an agent. You throw Drew Wilson house over there with Lamar, and this thing's done, right? But it's because he ain't had no agent. But Baltimore winning this thing, like the court of public opinion is whatever it is. Baltimore winning this thing, man. He ain't been offered no money that we know of, right?
Right.
Yeah, that we know of.
Baltimore playing this thing right. If you in this thing for a business, and they always land on their feet. Baltimore playing this thing right, if y'all ask me.
I get it. I just want to see him go somewhere, where he's gonna be happy. It's like we shouldn't see this drag. Like I said, I don't know if I'm more irritated
about
between
him, right? But if you think about this thing from a pure business standpoint, Baltimore ain't lost yet. Baltimore out here winning,
No,
he the one out here losing money every time he opened his mouth, If he had an agent, this thing would be behind the scenes. Everybody would be, all this stuff. The only thing that would come out in the media is what was going to be leverage for negotiations.
Yep.
This is just blah, 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 right?
It is because
You
pretty
know?
much because at the end of the day, when he gets traded, they got to get 2 first-round picks because that's what the tenor says. So,
The
Right.
price is what it is. The price is
so
what it is, and we ain't seen the price met yet. So what is we doing
Right.
except for just blah blah blah?
true.
You know, Baltimore out here winning. They played everything the right way so far.
I would
The
say
only
with,
team that wasn't ruled out on Lamar from the non-exclusive tag standpoint was the Colts. So there's still a
Yeah.
chance that they're in the run for Lamar. They might be playing hardball too. They might be thinking,
Look,
"Hey,
they
we
still
know
got to pay
Baltimore's either got
Baltimore,
to
baby.
sign him or they're going to have to trade him. So why do a contract for them?"
do you trust Ursay?
Yeah. That's a
No,
good question.
I would say though that Lamar Jackson is almost treading water as far as that becoming one of those players where it could be the would have, could have, should have situations. It's getting borderline to that point, and
He's
especially
on
if you
that Colin Kaepernick trajectory. He keep messing with
that's
these owners, trying to make.
that's
Hey,
that's
these
what's
owners keep clicking up against him. He on that Colin Kaepernick. He better just get him some money and take. He better hire Drew Rosenhaus to let him do his shark thing and do his thing. You know, get him some money.
and part of that was because of the stupidity of a contract to be of a name to remain nameless. I'm not going to say on this show.
Oh,
It was a bad contract. Let's be honest. It's like you know, does that? I want to know, one, does that GM still have a job? And two, what do I got to do to get over there and get some of that free money myself? Because you're giving out contracts
You learn
for
some
somebody
football.
to get a record. And
You better, hey,
I'll be
you better learn how to run what they call it, the RPO. You better learn
Yeah.
how to run the RPO.
you ain't got to get that.
Money.
They probably giving their top tier janitor $1 million the way they're giving out money out there. Shoot, I'll get a mop and a broom for a cool $1 million.
Let me go sweep then.
Move out for about
Got some
9 months.
dishes or something. Let me go bust some suds.
I do. If you offering a cool $1 million, I'm with it.
Yeah, for real.
The get back coach, whatever. I don't care.
Crazy. No, but I agree with Joe, man. At the end of the day, Baltimore is still going to win this. At the end, they're not going to lose. They're going to get 2 first-round picks if they trade them away.
Well, they're going to lose the MVP QB, but I mean, from that standpoint, they're not. From the business side, they're not going to lose.
I mean, realistically, they replace him with Richardson and think they can make Richardson whatever they made him, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then here we go again, right? You know, it's just. Man, Baltimore ain't never valued no quarterbacks. Yeah, like they ain't won they Super Bowls with quarterbacks that was like considered the dude, you know. Like even Flacco. Flacco took that 1-year deal. He bet on himself. They like, nah, you know, you're gonna have to show me, you know, to Flacco. They like, it's like I'm from the show me state, you know. There's like they was from Missouri. They was like, you're gonna have to show me, you know. He went out, won the Super Bowl. Okay, they threw the cash at him, but you know, historically, Baltimore ain't really up into that paying a whole bunch of money for they you know, once you prove it, go out there and win them a trophy, and they'll throw you a little cash. But you know,
but you can't in the modern day NFL. You got to value the quarterback position. When you got an MVP on your roster, such as Lamar Jackson, you're telling me you're more worried about paying Roquan Smith, Marcus Williams?
Yes. Why not? But man,
you can't win
because they got all this leverage. They're not more worried about. But they ain't more worried about paying them over him. It's not a him versus them thing. It's the thing they got all this leverage over him. Plus he's a running quarterback. Plus he's, you know, plus he's black and everything. And there's been that whole thing in the NFL about the black quarterback. So, you know, it's like they got all this arsenal in them, man. They ain't gotta pay him top dollar. That's what the market's showing us, right?
Mm-hmm.
They can do whatever. They can play this thing out however they want to play this thing out, and it's going to work out to their benefit.
Now, where would you put them in the rankings in their division?
Without Lamar, they last.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So what are they winning? What are they winning? They're winning from the business side of things, but you're not winning on the football field. And at the end of the day, that's the goal, right? It's not to win from the business aspect. It's to go on the field. the best product out there and try to win Super Bowls.
That
No,
ain't the
you're right.
go. That ain't the go for all of them. No,
That
that ain't
is
the go.
it is.
Because remember
You're right.
all those decades we was saying the Hunts was just trying to fill up Arrowhead, and they
Yep.
wasn't even worried about winning that Lamar Hunt Trophy. They wasn't worried about winning that Lombardi. They just wanted to sell out. Man, it ain't even all about that. I mean, you know, like some of them teams, they know they ain't about to win nothing, but they go out here, they spend
Yep.
all this money on free agents because they got it. They do all this, but it's about packing those seats, right? It ain't about
Yeah.
And
that
selling
they
the
think they can
jerseys.
really win it.
You think the Cowboys
Yeah,
really? I mean, come on now. The
yeah,
Cowboys don't care. Jerry
yeah.
Jones care about just making
You-
headlines.
yeah. Hey, that's why I keep saying
First
he's
of all,
gonna pay.
Cowboys are
He
delusional.
That's why I keep saying
Let's
Exactly.
he's
be
gonna pay
real.
Odell what he gonna pay Odell twice as much as anybody else wants to, just because hey, Jerry want that thing. He want to say everything bigger in Dallas, in Texas, even these contracts. He just that's all Jerry want, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
if we finally got to that thing where we like, okay, now we know Clark want to win these chips. Now we know
Right.
he won his dad's trophy up in that trophy case and all that. But man, there was that time everybody they called us the Chiefs. They
Yeah,
man,
the
they
cheap.
laughed at us, dog. I mean, we wasn't. They was just like, no, this is the definition of people just trying to pack their stadium and not really trying to do nothing.
Yeah, yeah. That was going on for years. The Carl Peterson years. Whew,
Yeah, Petey did that. Yeah, he did.
for
Yeah, he
years.
did. He didn't want a man, and the contracts he did sign, they was so bad that it was just like, man, okay. So look, your jersey sales, I'm just gonna give you this bunch of money. We ain't gonna do nothing, but we
Mm-hmm.
here.
They ain't
you
never
know,
lied.
that's how
We,
it
we,
was.
we always get the past their primes kind of people every single time.
Yep.
Ugh. The only time we didn't hit on that, or the only time we actually hit on that right was who Priest and Trent.
Yeah, pretty much.
Priest and Trent, they thought they was done because all those leg injuries. We got them on the cheap. My man Dickie B. Yeah, hey, they ended up, man.
Echo, he was just
That
too.
no punt game killed me, brother. Oh man, that
Vermeil
no
was
punt game.
Vermeil was too emotional for me. That dude cried over everything.
Every press conference,
My
Vermeil in there
goodness.
crying. Have
And
me
then
feeling bad for those dude. Like, man, come on, y'all got to get. Yeah,
and
is
then
we sponsored by what is it, Kleenex or whatever? Can we
right.
get some sponsors at least? This old dude gonna cry every press conference.
Good.
Do you
Hey,
think?
No, I think he'll offer a
hey,
fourth.
hey, good
My
segue, Brian. Good
opinion.
segue. DeAndre Hopkins.
Come on.
Uh, it's been reported out there that now that the Arizona Cardinals are letting DeAndre Hopkins talk to teams now. So, what are your guys' thoughts on that?
As far as the comment, I think Veach is going to be firm on a fourth and a conditional sixth or seventh round pick. I don't think he's budging from that at all, and I think that's right where he wants to be. He's going to see. It's going to be a waiting game. I mean, is Arizona going to get what they want, that second round pick? I don't think so. Maybe they can get a third rounder from somebody, but Brett Veach, looking at his track record, it's going to be a fourth and a conditional sixth if the Chiefs land him.
That's about right as far as with the fourth round pick. As far as that fourth conditional six, I mean, I think that's probably the most ideal. But you got to look at it from multiple perspectives here.
Right.
We asked about this, and I think somebody on another show they actually brought this up to the point too. As far as when you take on a contract like DeAndre Hopkins, I mean, although he said that, or the word is that he said that he'll restructure,
Yeah.
take a little bit less for the time being. But the question you got to ask is, in long term, do you take that on and then look at the other prospects? As far as trying to fill in the rest of your gaps, or do you go a little bit cheaper, look at the receiving class coming out next year, and go with that option? Granted, you still have OBJ out there, or even if you don't spend that kind of money on him, it's like what do you do? I mean, and even so with that, who's to say that they may not move up for the receiver? We were having the conversation before even the show even started. We've seen the Chiefs make aggressive moves when they moved up in the draft and they got what they wanted. That might be a situation
Right.
too. We don't know the Justin Ross situation. that could be better than what we expect. Like I said, Beach, he's a silent assassin. You don't know what you're going to get. You don't. It's like this dude. He has his deck of cards. He has the cards in his hands. He knows what he has, and this is why I hate doing mock drafts. Because the one person you think you're going to go, then you go a whole different route. I'm like, why would you do that? And then you go, oh, it makes sense. Be honest with you, I did not expect he was going to get Karlaftis last year. That like as far as what he did in the draft, I wasn't thinking that at all. But he sees stuff that we do, and the cool part about it was that it was an addition. But going back to that though, I think Ty's Brown the money about that 4th round. If he comes, great. If not, it is what it is.
I agree.
In Beach, we trust. But if you trade Mahomes, though, he's done.
Yeah.
No, he ain't gonna do that.
He would never.
We
got you, Beach.
We trust. Hey, that is Beach we trust. It's so paper thin, and y'all know it. Come on now. Hey, the minute he don't do what y'all tell him to, man, y'all like, oh, Beach, I don't know what he's trying to do. I don't know what the plan is. We got to fire Beach. Hey, what I say, they gonna be sharpening their pitchforks if Beach don't deliver. Man.
They are right now, currently.
What's up, man?
Sharp.
What up, though?
Yeah, they sharpen the pitchforks. They got those little torches and everything. They ready to go. They ready to go storm Frankenstein house. Like, what have you done for me lately, dude? You know?
No, for real. Let them trade Chris Jones.
Ooh. Hey, bet me they won't. Bet me they won't, Chris. Bet me they won't. I mean,
let them trade Chris
what
Jones.
do we know about this game here with them?
But you know what? I wish I would have screenshot all the messages when it came to that Tyreek Hill situation, though. That's what I wish I would have done.
I'm with it, and I wasn't with the Tyreek thing, but bet me they won't at this point,
They proved it.
Yeah, they've shown that Beach has shown that he ain't, if it's not Mahomes, Kelsey, is it cool? If it ain't Mahomes and Kelsey, anybody's expendable.
Yep.
So
maybe Chris Jones is on that list too.
I ain't feeling it.
I don't think you can get rid of Chris.
No,
I don't think you can get rid of Chris either. You gotta sign him back or extend his contract.
You gotta re-sign him.
Yeah,
he frees up so much for that defensive line.
You think that locker room get quiet when he walk in there?
Goes against what they trying to been doing, right? He kind of go against all that. They've been trying to get this young core, kind of build them up together. I mean, like I said, you just can't say they can't. They won't do it,
Yeah.
Right.
Clarence, you got something to say? What you got to say?
Not yet.
He said, "No."
You got a red on you yet?
For me to say something crazy.
Not yet.
He waited for me to say something crazy. Don't worry, I got you in a few seconds here. Just let me get going here. Let me get warmed up.
Go ahead, get warmed up, dog.
Yeah, that's why I came to stir some shit up.
As you should. You most very well should, dog.
Now, as we talking about wide receiver, Mark brought up a good point.
Yep.
Maybe Beach moves up in the draft and go get a wide receiver, or he waits till next year to get the crop of wide receivers. They're going to be free agents next year. But I'm thinking, what if there's some? It's still March, and there's some other trade options out there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And they just, DeAndre Hopkins and Odell. You got the Chris Godwins, you got Mike Evans, you got Deontay Johnson. You got guys out there that are.
You don't want Mike Evans. You don't want Mike Evans.
I agree with you. He would be last on my list, of course, because his age.
Yeah,
old.
me too.
He looked kind of slow last year.
He'd be below Odell. He'd be below Odell for me.
He would be below Odell too. But I'm just saying, like, a move that's kind of cheap, you know what I'm saying? That the contract ain't crazy like a DeAndre Hopkins. You know what I'm saying? You got to do some restructuring with that contract. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where Chris Godwin's contract, he's only making like $1 million next year. Like, I don't know who the hell did his contract. They did a good fucking job. Like, it's only making $1 million next year, and then in 2024, it's an out. You can rip that mug up and cut his ass. You know what I'm saying? So, and he comes to the Chiefs this year. He's 2 years removed from the ACL tear, so he'll come in motivated. He's going to probably be able to work out better this year. That quickness that he showed in the middle of the field, he could replace some of the stuff that Juju does, but probably a little bit better because he's faster than Juju. So I wouldn't be opposed to a Chris Godwin or Deontay Johnson, who's really good in the slot, who can do those slant routes and go over the middle and stuff like that. So those are the couple guys that I can see.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Let me think. Give me a minute. Okay, yeah. So the year the Pack got drafted, outside of Sammy Watkins at that time, who was coming off of a good year for the Rams,
right,
and all the way up to this point, when have they went and got a marquee guy at that position? They didn't grab it last year. So if they didn't grab it last year, are we?
But they did try to grab it last year, though.
They tried, but they didn't. And now here we are. It's about to be April. And there's guys that are still on the market. And you say, well, we don't have to be in a rush. Yeah, be that as it may. You don't have to, because the other 32 are pretty solid at those positions. You know what I mean? Like, Arizona loses D-Hop. There's no doubt about it. They're in a restructure anyway. They rebuild. They reshuffling the deck.
Kyler Murray, he blew it.
They're not gonna miss him. So
Mighty
with
Mouse.
that being said, like, what gives y'all the hope that Kansas City is in the market for one of these guys who is older? The market has some older guys in it at wide receiver, with the exception to Godwin, because Godwin's, what is this? This is what, year 2 or year 3 after his rookie deal.
Right.
And for like three of those years while he was in Tampa, he was hurt. You know what I'm saying? Up until Tom came, he really was in and out of the lineup. So unless you go and get Chris Godwin, what makes y'all think that they really gonna try to hunt for a D-Hop or OBJ?
I'll tell you what makes me think. So last year they were in on AJ Brown, reportedly. That's what AJ Brown said it himself.
Yeah,
that it was,
but you didn't hear that until AJ came out and said it.
Yeah,
true.
Go ahead, finish cooking.
But no, I was just saying.
After he lost for the record.
That's what gives me hope. They were in on AJ Brown, knowing how much they would have to pay him. Now AJ Brown obviously is a little bit younger than most of these guys we're talking about. Only being like 25, I think it is. So maybe that's the difference maker between him and a D-Hop, is there is a 5-year difference there, age-wise.
Right. I'm just asking because here it is. It's about to be April. Everybody's trying to get their draft boards together. Like, then from there you got the start of OTAs and mini camps and shit like that. Like, I just don't see where they've been aggressive. Or even in the mindset of, let's try to get some shit in motion.
Right.
So I don't know that making a run deep is no, I'm not gonna say that, because anytime you have a Patrick Mahomes, you still have that shot. But I'm thinking maybe they are, let's really, really, really try to get young around him. And keep a young core around him.
I will say this, okay, the year they got Sammy Watkins, I just think, you know what I'm saying, they was looking at it as, okay, this is Patrick Mahomes' first year starting.
Rookie deal.
We're gonna put as much weapons as we can around him. Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill was coming off of, at the time, career years with Alex Smith. So they're like, well, imagine what these guys are going to do with this kid throwing the football. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Let's add Sammy Watkins to this. So now we could just score 40 and 50. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's what they were thinking.
Which they did.
And then they brought it back, you know what I'm saying? So they didn't really have to go after no marquee, wide receivers at the time. Then they let Sammy go, and it was the Byron Pringles and the DeMarcus Robinsons, but they still had their key guys in Travis and Tyreek. Last year was probably the first year where it was like, okay, because mind you, we were thinking Tyreek was going to be on the team again. So that was going to be one of their marquee moves, was re-signing Tyreek.
But that happened early too last year.
It did.
That Reek shit, that shit popped off.
It was 2 weeks
early in March last year.
Yeah.
Right?
But the AJ Brown trade didn't pop off until draft night.
Until the draft, right?
Yeah. So I mean, there is guys that will become available between now and next month.
I hear what Clarence is saying, because
I hear what he's saying too.
Chiefs have never been the type of team to go after marquee wide receivers. That's never been in their DNA. They've always been, homegrown, or go get somebody in the draft to try to grow them and groom them. Especially with this coaching staff, they always believe in their system to groom these guys. And I kind of, and I know Ty is anti-James Palmer over here. He's anti-James Palmer over here.
I wouldn't say I'm anti-James Palmer, but he's been talking a lot this offseason. He's been wrong.
But I do think that he, there's probably some truth to. They probably do think that Kadarius Toney is wide receiver one. They might think
Come on,
that.
Man.
I'm not saying I believe that.
There's no way. There's no way they can see that.
No,
I'm not saying
Kadarius Toney has all the tools and all the traits to be wide receiver one.
No way.
But there's no way.
He ain't got the track record.
He can't stay healthy. He can't stay healthy.
But there were reports that Veach loved him coming out of the draft. He wanted to.
He did.
Man, we all love
Chris,
him.
You've seen this monkey ass. You've seen this motherfucker. Been able to stay healthy.
I'm not the one who said I think.
Okay, well, don't pull that bullshit. Kadarius Toney's not no goddamn number one. Not nowhere. Not even on Madden is he number one.
He ain't Clarence. Hey, ain't nobody counting on that boy. Tell him cut the shit, Clarence.
Cut the shit, man. Kadarius is not number one even on Madden.
I'm just telling you the reports.
I heard the damn report and I ignored that shit. Kadarius don't need to be number one nowhere. I love him, dog. No offense.
So man, Clarence said I didn't write back.
You feel me? But Kadarius need to go on. He's what? Back. Okay, so if nothing changes, Scott, you got Sky Moore, you got MVS, and then you can move. I guess so. Kadarius has to pick up where Cole was at. You feel me? Like,
yeah.
At best, if you can get more,
he's got to do more than Cole.
Hold on. Who would I pick up the load for Cole?
Kadarius
KT.
Yeah,
he's got way. Here's my thing.
That's not the guy to do it.
Exactly.
That's not the guy to do it. He's too fragile.
Sky Moore got to be Tyreek, right?
Sky Moore got to be Cole.
No, Sky. No.
He got more routes, right?
Sky has got to develop in the Cole. Let's be real. And even with Tony, I don't agree with Tony being the number one either. Because for one, he's got to prove that he can play a season. Let's start there.
Exactly.
I mean, and here's what I'm thinking. Even so,
finish the game.
Yeah, that. Yeah, because the first touchdown, and it's a side fact too. Real talk though, the first touchdown he scored scared me when he started limping. I'm like, dude, you need to stop playing and stop trolling. But whatever.
Yeah.
But
every time he cut, you like.
Here's the breath every time.
You hold your breath every time.
On the second side, on the other side of that cut.
But here's the only other reason why,
or something.
Even going with a marquee guy, here's my only other reason why I say that you do, or that you even pursue that. And if they do, they do. If they do, great. They don't, whatever. Kelce ain't getting no younger. Let's be real.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get some help over there to draw some attention, and also it's like with especially with the development of Sky Moore, we don't know what that's going to look like. We don't even know what it's going to look like when they get Ross. We don't know what that's going to look like. I got a lot of off-season questions as well in what they do. But like I said, that goes back to what they do, whether it be in the draft or whatever. They don't necessarily have to pick up a player until draft night. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Tony not number one, and Sky Moore has got to
Here's
pick it
the
up.
thing about Kadarius Toney. He definitely has the skill set, the traits,
Oh, yeah,
all the
yeah.
tools to be a
Yeah,
number
he
one
got shakes.
receiver. But
Yeah, he got shakes.
he just got to stay healthy, and we haven't seen that
He can't even finish
in
a game, bro.
college, in NFL, in
He
Pee
can't
Wee
finish a
football,
game.
high school
Yeah,
football.
You can
He
only
stay
give
healthy.
him like 9 plays a game.
He got the Sammy
That's
Watkins
it.
hamstrings, man.
Well, you got to
Man.
design. Hey,
Man,
you got to design like 4 plays for him, and then cross
that's
your
it.
fingers he's available for the
Yeah.
other 5 on those 9.
Yeah, that's it. That's all you can do
You
with
know?
KT.
Yeah.
And it's not like I'm a KT basher, dog. It just,
I feel
bruh,
you.
We
what
should
y'all
just use
doing,
him
man?
as Dante Howell, dog, and then whatever he gets on offense is a bonus.
But
right?
he not even. I mean, outside of that big return he had in the
Right.
Super Bowl, like he didn't even do a lot in the punt game anyway. You feel me? Like he wasn't even feeling punts like that in New York.
No.
Yeah, but he's
You
kind of
dig?
open field guy,
He's on the
make a dude
sideline.
miss an open field,
Yeah.
man. He's like,
Mhm.
you kind of need that on your return squad. If you got it on the squad, you need to put it on your return team.
But KT,
We
I
definitely
don't
needed
know,
it
man.
this
he
last
can't.
year.
To me, he can't be on returns because he's got to prove he got to stay healthy, especially in our
That's
current
the thing.
receiving
Yeah.
situation. Because we were fortunate.
I don't know.
Maybe it was just me, but there was a point where receivers that got paper thin because everybody was hurt. Because at one point KT was
The
hurt,
San Diego
Moore was
game,
hurt.
Championship
or
game.
the Chargers game. My bad.
We
We
go
had
San Diego. We don't
And the
your
care.
boy
AFC title
Watson.
game.
We had your boy Watson. Hey, but look here. Like, what do you think he'd be more dependable on in the return game, or putting him out there as a receiver you trying to
Who?
depend on to keep? Like,
Who?
because you put him out there, KT. Because you put him out there, receiver. Then you
KT?
talk about him protecting Pat.
Oh.
And that's the whole part of, okay, I got to get open so before Pat gets his hit. It's like, which you kind of trust him more in a return game than you do a receiving game, right? Because I mean, you don't want to have to depend on him in a receiving game.
Who? Kadarius Toney?
Yeah.
And Brian,
But
even so,
you
We
need
were
him
going
at
to
wide
have
receiver.
to
and
depend on
the
Kadarius
point.
Toney this next season. We have no choice. I mean, who are we going to depend on?
Yeah, you gonna have to play him at wide receiver a
But
lot more.
even what Brian is throwing out there, he said John will be. But who knows? Maybe he could step up and be that receiver. We don't know. That's. I don't like going with the we don't know. Maybe he might
He
be
can
that.
be the receiver, but he can't stay on the field. So it's like, man, you might as well play
Hell,
him for
he can't.
somebody else.
Hell, if he don't play a wide receiver, you keep him at kick and punt return, he gonna get hurt there too. So you damned if you do and damned if you don't. With
You might as
Kadarius
well
Toney,
use him
Joe.
at receiver and get the
Then
You
most
it
might as
out
well
of
don't
him.
get your
affect
money's
Pat,
worth
though.
out of him.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Listen, you get your money's
but
worth
not
out of him.
depend on him. But not depend on him, right? But not go in like he talking crazy like he's your number one, and we just plan on
No,
him
hell to
just
the
being,
no.
Well, who
come on
else is
now.
Hell
number one
no.
on the roster right now?
Brother,
Hell
it
no.
ain't. It
I would
ain't.
trust Sky
MVS.
over
It ain't.
Kadarius Toney.
MVS.
You know what I'm saying?
MBS disappeared in the
This,
Super Bowl.
and
MVS
this is
only run one
and
route.
this
MBS
is
MBS disappeared in like what 17 out of 20 games.
it don't matter. He made the catches in the AFC title game.
He
You
made
feel
them
me?
when they
Like,
mattered. You right.
you know what I'm
When it
saying?
mattered most, and everybody
And
was
but
down.
this is the issue. Like we went from the Legion of Zoom,
Right.
okay, the Legion of Zoom to nothing in the blink of an eye.
I wouldn't say nothing. I think
What the
Sky
fuck we got,
Moore's.
Ty?
We got
What do
Sky
we
Moore. We
have,
got
Ty?
Kadarius Toney. I wouldn't say nothing. I mean, I wouldn't say nothing as
Hey, man.
nothing.
Kadarius Toney and Sky Moore scored in the Super Bowl, man.
Exactly.
Kadarius Toney
Did you get a touchdown in the Super Bowl?
had the punt return
Hey,
to
Sky
win the
Moore
game,
might be
baby.
something. Sky
No,
Moore
that-
might be
yeah.
something, but like if we draft the dude, we can't expect him to be nothing. We got to kind of get somebody with some kind of fat
No,
on
we
his
do.
head as far as this
No, we do
league
need a
goes.
veteran. We need a veteran.
In the Super Bowl. In the Super Bowl, let's be real. It was more. I mean, granted, KT he had his moment, he did his thing, but it was the rookie night that had. It was the rookie night. That was what I saw in the Super Bowl. That was just my opinion on the defense when they made that adjustment in the second half, and even so, you talking about Sky Moore and then John the Blank.
Kadarius Toney.
Pop. When Pop. There we go. When
Listen.
Pop started to go off.
RB1.
Listen.
Here we
Listen.
go with Pop.
RB1.
All right,
Listen.
RB,
It was their show.
Let me say something. Let me say
RB1.
something. Let me say something. Last year, Kansas City Chiefs got lucky because the other teams felt like just on paper alone, they was better than them. And they was going to just smack the Chiefs. And they got a pissed off and a petty ass Pat Mahomes and a pissed off and a petty ass Travis Kelce and an offensive line that did their job when they needed to. And they got a huge fucking blessing in getting Pacheco. No doubt about it. But the rest of the AFC learned their fucking lesson.
Did they?
Buffalo got Damian Harris. They let Tremont
Damian
Edmonds
Harris
walk.
don't move the needle for me. He can't stay healthy either.
I wouldn't say the rest of the league got lucky at all.
I'm not finished.
Me either.
Do you think?
I'm not finished.
Let him
Go
cook.
ahead.
Buffalo didn't lose
Burn it.
what you think they lost because they still got Matt Milano in the building. They re-signed their safety. They are going to run the football this year. You look at the other three teams in the AFC East.
We've been saying that
other
the last 3
teams.
years.
Can I cook, Tom?
Burn it.
The other three teams in the AFC East, with the exception to New England didn't progress. New England stayed right where they were. But you can see where Buffalo is looking at it and saying, we have to learn to run the football and can't depend on Josh. That's the reason why Stephon Diggs was so pissed when they got their ass kicked by the Cincinnati Bengals and they got beat up front and Cincinnati came in there and ran the football.
And they still didn't fix the offensive line, though. So how you
What
gonna
do
run
they
the ball
need?
with
They got Roger
average?
Safford on the left side. He came from Tennessee. What did he do in Tennessee but run block for Derrick Henry? What are you talking about?
And Derrick Henry declined for the record to add to that
They ain't
point.
got no Derrick here in Buffalo though.
Keep going,
They
Clarence.
don't need one. They need somebody that can pound out tough yards in Buffalo, and that's what they got.
Well,
They got
I
a
thought they
rotation.
had that though. A couple of them dudes that they ended up with, man, it's people I wanted on the Chiefs. I thought they could get, but man, we can't even get 3rd and 1s.
What I'm saying is this is what I'm saying.
Go ahead.
When you got this team constructed the way that they were and was able to stay healthy, relatively healthy, get by with Pat playing an MVP level, winning an MVP with not shit for real on the outside against a Cincinnati Bengals team because your defense stepped up.
Yeah.
You cannot expect them to come into this year and not face every fucking week a dogfight.
We did that last year.
Yeah, we did.
Nah.
We did.
Yeah, that kills your point. That kills your point right there, Clarence.
15 was on another level last year, dog.
Because he had to.
Clarence, always on another level. He's always on another level.
Let me kill your point right there. The Chiefs had to come in there. They were the only team to come into this season and face the defending 8 or 9 teams that were in the postseason before that. That kills that point alone. They had lost arguably their best receiver coming in. So they had to kill that point. Then they had to switch over to their running backs and everything because they were expecting Hilaire to be that guy. So Pacheco had to step up and be that guy, which he did. He arguably could have been a 1,000-yard receiver.
He would have been a 1,000-yard
for the Bills, they threw that in the can themselves because the league was trying to give it to them. Who gives a team home field advantage despite playing them one less game? Granted, the truth showed when Cincinnati played them. They had it on a silver platter handed to them, and they choked. They wanted Buffalo to win that thing. They threw it away by almost choked to the backup of Miami.
The third string.
Really?
Yeah, the third
and
string.
you want me to give them credit? I ain't giving them crap.
Here's my thing, Clarence. You mentioned how they got dominated up front by the Bengals. What have they added up front?
I wouldn't even finish, but I wouldn't even
What
finish.
have they added up front?
I wasn't even fucking finished when y'all interjected me.
Go ahead, Clarence.
I wasn't even finished when y'all took the top off. But go ahead, finish, man.
No, go ahead.
Y'all finish.
Listen,
you fucking won the Super Bowl. You have every right to feel entitled and feel happy, but don't turn into fucking Bengals fans.
I put them on mute.
Don't do that. No, I'm good.
I want you to.
No, I'm good. No, I'm good. I'm done. Next topic.
Now I just got one question.
I wasn't
Clarence.
saying they were shit. I
One
wasn't saying that
question.
they didn't that they weren't a better team. That's not where I was driving my car to. But you motherfuckers just shot the tires out because y'all so hot and bothered. You know what I'm saying? So fuck
No,
it,
I'm
man.
not.
No, I got
be
one
fucking-
question, Clarence.
I'm
So
gonna
they
be.
got dominated up front. What have they added up front in this offseason? What have they added?
You got it, Tom.
I'm just asking you a question. What have they
What
added?
did who?
The
What did who add up front?
Bills. What have they added up
What
front?
did they need
got
to add up front?
They
They
got
needed a fucking
dominated
identity running the football.
divisional game.
They
They
needed
got
a fucking run
dominated.
game.
I was
They
saying,
needed a
on his
run
ass
game.
the whole
How many
game.
3-and-outs did they go through? They needed a fucking run game.
I'll say this, Clarence.
They
Though,
do.
and this the
But you gotta
only
have the
point.
line.
This is the only point that really
They
killed.
got an offensive line. They needed to run the football.
The offensive
They
line
kept
that got
throwing the ball down the
dominated
fucking
2
field
months
the entire
ago.
game because they kept trying to force the football down the field.
And-
Go back
and-
and watch the game.
No,
Go watch the damn game.
No, Clarence, I'm gonna add on to
They
that
threw
point
it.
though. The reason
Fucking
why
threw it. And
and-
Cincinnati came out and ran the ball.
And
And
who-
ran it down their
Yeah.
fucking throat.
and who
dominated
And there
them
wasn't
up
shit
front
that
on both
Buffalo
sides
could
of the
do
ball.
about it. But take that
And
ass
Buffalo
whooping.
didn't
They
add
took a
nothing
really
to
good
it.
ass whooping. So it ain't on the offensive line. It's on that shitty ass play calling and the inability to
Yep.
run the fucking
The-
football
the-
at home.
it was
At
the
home.
It was the Dable effect because Allen started to regress real bad when Dable left, and it was not even close to the same offense as it was. So that was where the Bills shot themselves in the foot when they changed coordinators and changed hands. That's where I'll give them the justification for that. So the Bills really they screwed themselves all year.
They did.
Granted, I mean I'm not opposed to Dable taking on on a head coaching job by any means because we saw the improvement in what they did with New York. But I have no sympathy for the Bills. That's just me. At all, and they tried to hand it to him.
No, yeah, they did. They tried to give it to him.
They tried it.
They were the perennial favorites coming into the season. So
Exactly.
But they hadn't won shit.
I agree. I didn't understand why they were.
They still haven't. They still are going to next year.
I said Josh Allen got more credit for losing to Mahomes in 13 seconds than Burrows got winning and going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he did.
Yep.
You would think Cincinnati would be the favorite last year. No, it was Buffalo.
Cincinnati was going to steamroll that team. The game that got canceled, they were going to steamroll them. We just didn't see it until weeks after.
They was on their way. They about to whip that ass.
I agree.
They about to whip that ass.
I thought
because
it was about to get ugly.
Matter of fact, I think we were having a conversation about this. I said it like 3-4 weeks. I said they got to go see Cincinnati. I said, and I think Cincinnati going to go up in there and they're going to steamroll. And I said that's going to help the Chiefs anyway. And then it got canceled, for unforeseen things. And what happened didn't matter. They said, they got to go to Buffalo. I said, and the only question that people had was with Cincinnati was the O-line situation, but it did not matter.
It didn't matter, and because Buffalo's defensive line is trash.
That's right around the time people was asking if it's time to get rid of Andy Reid.
Once they lost Vaughn, it was over. They weren't scary no more. They weren't
it
scary
was a
no more.
fucking wrap. Yep.
But even so, the telltale sign for me was even to even go further to say that Buffalo, I said this team is not the truth at all, was when they almost lost to Detroit. They should have lost to Detroit on Thanksgiving Day because they had a quarterback that seemed like he forgot what he was, and an inexperienced head coach. That's what killed him. And Detroit should have been in the playoffs. But you know what? We can talk about Detroit, but that's not the segment to talk about it though. I'm terrified of that team.
I don't know why.
Detroit?
Why?
Hey, not scared of Jared Goff.
Anybody ever said that in the history of humanity?
No, they're gonna be better.
I would be better.
They're gonna be a playoff team. They're gonna win that division.
No, they're starting to acquire pieces,
especially when A-Rod get traded.
Yeah, but even so with Detroit though, Detroit had gotten better. All of their offense, their offense did what they did, but their defense started to get a little bit better. They figure out that defense, they're gonna be a problem.
No, they need to add some pieces. Adrian Hutchinson, he looks like he's all right.
But they lost Jamal Williams though on offense.
Didn't they picked up somebody in
Montgomery? They picked up Montgomery.
That's where
the running back. That's
no. Did they pick up?
No, I'm talking about.
They picked up.
I don't know if he's better than Jamal Williams though. That's my problem with that move.
No.
He kind of
Nah.
more versatile, but I don't
I think
think
he's
he
more
gives them the
versatile.
pound,
Yeah.
the short yardage pound through the line that he
Yeah.
does. You know.
Yeah.
All I'm gonna say is, even to add on to that, I mean, to me, it's not realistic because of all Detroit what they have done before. I said, don't let them get somebody like Lamar Jackson. Don't let it happen.
No. He
Don't
needs
let
to
it
be in the
happen.
dome, though. He needs to be in that fast track dome. I'm telling you, he go to Atlanta, they're gonna be back in the Dirty Birds. You
Yeah,
know,
after
he go to Atlanta.
after this whole mess, Atlanta is looking the more realistic. Go to a division where they need a pulse.
But they're sold on Desmond Ritter.
I'm not.
I'm not either.
I'm sold. I'm sold on a Tuesday, especially before I'm sold on him.
Jesus.
I'm
I
good.
actually like Ritter coming out of Cincinnati. That's just me. I don't know. I actually like him coming out.
Yeah. In that weak conference.
Ritter. Ooh,
He said,
about that, boy. He
And
just
then we
look. You just look at him, and he just don't look like a quarterback. He kind of look like, I don't know. I don't want to say nothing bad about the boy. His mama watches stuff. He just kind of ain't
Listen,
got that look, you know.
it's she know. Then she know. Then Joe, you can tell her. Hell,
She
you
know
ain't
what she
saying nothing
raised.
she don't already know. She
Hey,
already know it. Say it. Hell,
you know how that boy look. He don't
tell
look.
it. She know.
He don't inspire too much confidence.
Yeah, she know. I know my baby ain't shit. She know.
That ain't no shit.
Yeah.
Sorry, Desmond Ritter's mom.
Yeah, Bubba Ritter. I tried to hold up. That's that new
Sorry.
Mm-mm.
player.
Mm-mm.
I
We're gonna
ain't
keep it
sorry. I'll
funky.
tell the truth. I'm gonna
We're
keep it a
gonna keep it
buck.
funky.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I mean, even so, Lamar Jackson makes the most sense. That Atlanta needs some new life. They need some new blood in there. It's just deal with what they got to do, especially for the sake of that coach. Because they've been in
That's
so
who he
many
looked
close
like.
games.
I didn't mean to interrupt you, but that's who he looked like. Hey, y'all remember that movie Powder? He looked like that dude Powder with a wig.
Jesus.
Okay, my bad. Go ahead.
Mm.
Go ahead. He looked like Powder with a wig.
Jesus.
Y'all go ahead though. Y'all go ahead. That's how my man. He got that powder face. You know, he looked like powder.
Wow. Yeah, wow, man.
But even so, where do y'all want to see? I mean, I know we're kind of getting off topic and everything, but where do y'all want to see Lamar go?
Detroit
Atlanta.
Atlanta.
or San Francisco would be up there for me too.
No, they already said Brock Purdy's gonna be the starter.
I ain't gonna lie.
Did they really?
I ain't gonna lie.
That's what John Lynch said.
Ugh. Yeah.
Somehow,
You lying to somebody?
No, for me, somehow, some way, I want to see him get paired up with EB in Washington.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie. That would be my deepest wish for him. You know, somewhere out there. But that's just what I want to see.
That's right across the
Snyder
street
got to sell
too.
that team, though.
He's got to prove that he can throw the football
Yeah, he do.
wherever the fuck he go.
yeah.
Besides just a tight end too.
You got to give him the receivers to do that too.
Washington got him.
They do.
Yep.
McLaurin,
Dotson,
Curtis Samuel. Yeah, they got some guys.
Washington need a damn running back. I mean,
They
a
got Ryan Robinson.
quarterback. Yeah, quarterback. I mean,
yeah, that's what I said. Go to Washington.
I don't know.
He got to prove that he can throw the football, man.
But like he said, they got to prove they got all those receivers. They need that, man. They
But-
need that running
but-
back, quarterback
He
shit. They
played.
need a
He
real
played in
quarterback,
that game against the Giants. The game against the Giants. All he had to do was throw the fucking football, and they would have won.
He said it was.
All he needed to do
He was bad.
was to complete some passes
But
against
who's
the
he throwing
Giants.
to though? But who's he throwing to?
Didn't he have some weak shit in Cincinnati this year too, where he had to
Throw
all he had to
shade,
do was throw some.
Rashad Bateman was still healthy at that time.
I mean,
Rashad was balling.
He was when he was healthy,
and it was against the Giants who was struggling up to that point. I mean, they was gaining their confidence because they had beat the Titans and shit like that, but the Giants weren't with that. Yeah, we going to the postseason kind of shit at that time. All Lamar needed to do was complete something. Hell, even to
that's all
Andrews,
he ever needed to do.
Yes, even to the damn tight end in that game, he couldn't complete shit. Like out of the backfield, he couldn't complete shit. Like the read routes were so goddamn simple.
He was
And all
throwing
he
that.
had to do was go to the second over route, and he couldn't do it.
They don't need that in
Like,
Washington unless they gonna run the old
He
Tom
did win the
Brady or
game against the
Nebraska
Bengals, the first
offense.
game against the Bengals.
yeah, because he needed to smack the Bengals.
He
Because the
did.
Bengals
They
been
would have
talking
smacked
big
them in the
shit to
playoffs.
Baltimore. That's their rival. They gon' beat the Bengals.
Yep.
Like, don't get it twisted. Like, they want to let Cincinnati know we still y'all daddy.
We should have won
Like,
in the
so
playoffs.
they gonna play their best ball
They
against
should've.
Cincy and Pittsburgh. Like, come hell or high water, you gonna get physical, close, best on best in those games. But
But as far as
he played
Washington
the Giants. He
situation,
ain't complete a fucking pass, man.
I mean, even so, here's my thing. If the 49ers could find a way,
They don't
Yeah.
need Lamar Jackson.
no,
They don't need him.
I knew he
So,
was going to say that.
can
and
I
that's
finish?
why Ty said that
Wouldn't
troll
hurt
shit.
though.
I didn't
They
say
don't know.
That's
no,
not why I said it,
no,
but
that's
but
not what
I
I'm.
knew
Shit,
it
he's
That's
was
better
not
than
where
Brock
I'm.
Purdy.
That's
No.
not where I'm going.
no.
He's better than
My-
Brock Purdy. Shit.
Clarence, here's
No,
what I was gonna say. If they could put Jimmy G in a situation to where they gave him literally no excuse, which is why they went out there and got McCaffrey, and they had the weapons that they had to receive it already as it was. If Lamar Jackson is in that situation, that would answer all of our
Stop.
questions.
Stop.
That would
Fucking-
answer.
Woo, if
That would
Lamar's
an-
there.
That would answer our questions.
Just fucking stop.
If they did it for Jimmy G, who's
They didn't have a choice with Jimmy because Jimmy was on the roster and Brock was still on the practice squad back then. Like, Trey Lance was the guy. It was supposed to be his team. Kyle didn't want to fucking use Jimmy for shit.
Hold up. Is
It
you
was
trying
never
to
in the
say that
cards.
Brock is better than Jimmy? Is anybody trying to
Kyle
say Brock is better
Shanahan-
than Jimmy?
Kyle Shanahan was like, I have to
I'm not-
have a backup, but
Trey
it was
Lance
Trey's
is better.
job. It was his team last year.
I can't quite say that because, like I said, I still got to see that. I got to see more of it, to even go with that, like anybody else. But here's the reality with Purdy, though. Just like any other quarterback, just like with Mahomes, now folks got tape on him. If Purdy gets the starting job, we are for real going to find out if he's the real deal.
What
this
made
is where
him
the
Well,
undrafted or whatever?
no. The issue is that they still got Trey Lance, and they still got to give Trey Lance a shot to win that fucking job back. Like,
Which is fair.
that shit is
Yeah.
not fair.
You trade
He
Trey
lost his
for
job,
Lamar.
and you let Jimmy go. So you got to see what Trey can do.
You
He
trade
only
Trey
played in 2
for Lamar.
games last year, dog.
Yeah, I discount the first one because that
Yeah, it
was
was like
the
a
rain game. That was a
monsoon.
mess.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna count that game at all. And then the second game, obviously, he broke his leg. So obviously, we
Yeah.
got to figure out what that looks like. But for Jimmy G, he got his fair shake to deal. It's almost. Well, I ain't gonna say that. That's a bad example. But Jimmy G had no excuse because they put the supporting cast around
He
him.
got him to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and choked and part of that was because he's made
Who
the
did he
same.
choke against?
The Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
Okay, then. So
he made-
you expect that.
He made the same
Who's the better
mistake.
team? Who's the better team?
They got the same coach who
Who's
made
the
the
better
same
team?
mistake in
Who's the
Atlanta.
better? Who's the better team?
Did he make
Yeah,
the same mistake in Atlanta? Did he make the same mistake?
Did the Falcons go out there and beat the dog shit out of the Niners that day? Because the last time I checked, when I watched that game, the Atlanta Falcons beat the shit out of them.
Situationally, did they
Beat
handle their
the
business in
dog
Atlanta?
shit- beat the dog shit out of the Niners that game.
That got nothing.
You talking about the game in Atlanta from last year, right?
I'm talking about the Super
Where the
Bowl
Falcons
because
kicked their ass.
hold on, listen up. Let me reverse.
So who are you bringing up the Falcons for?
Was he the coordinator of the Falcons? Was Shanahan the coordinator of the Falcons at the time when they blew that Super Bowl with his play
Man, I
calling
ain't talking about
situations?
no goddamn 28-3 shit. I'm not a Falcons fan. I'm talking about since he's been in San Francisco with Jimmy G and them.
I have to talk about it because situationally he sucks.
He
Okay,
does.
That's the issue.
on,
I agree.
So that's on Kyle. We talking about the quarterbacks, right?
Doesn't he have control of the quarterbacks and deal with the situationals?
Then get to your point then.
That's my point, though, because Kyle Shanahan is not as good as the coordinator anyway. He's choked in the Super Bowl on both stages where he could have simply ran the
So
ball.
what does that have to do with the fact that you got Kyle Purdy or whatever the fuck his name is and Trey Lance? What does that have to do with anything?
The point is situationals. We don't even know what that's going to look like as far as how he's going to manage them. And even so, like I said, with the situationals behind that, you're talking about how he wasn't going to use Jimmy G anyway. That's why he gave him the situational to be able to give him to negate every excuse possible that you can possibly give Jimmy G. But Jimmy G got hurt.
What did Jimmy do this year?
He got hurt. There's nothing he could do. They were in a better situation. They were rolling.
Precisely. So Kyle didn't want Jimmy this year anyway.
Then why did
Kyle
he bring
has
him
never
back?
liked
Then
Jimmy.
why?
Then why did he bring him back?
Because all he had was Brock Purdy at the time.
They had Trey
all he
Lance
had.
and Brock Purdy on the roster.
And John Lynch couldn't find a trade partner for Jimmy because Jimmy was coming off of shoulder surgery. So what are you supposed to do? You don't project. You don't go into how many quarterbacks did they have? How many quarterbacks did they have when they went to Philly in the postseason?
Two.
They had two. Yeah.
Half for one.
Yeah, 1.5.
Brock Purdy gets hurt, and then Johnson comes in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he gets hurt, and then it's like, what are we gonna do?
Question: Did they have the option to activate him?
The third QB, I think they
did. Did they have the option?
I think they signed him.
That is
activate who? Trey Lance or who?
To activate Jimmy G. Did they have that option?
Jimmy G?
Because he was healthy, right? That is stupid situationally, and you want to give this dude credit.
I don't know what Shanahan did. I ain't never seen Shanahan do anything. I mean, like, is Shanahan
because Shanahan
can he be good with Trey Lance?
So who's crowning Kyle Shanahan? Who crowned Kyle Shanahan?
He's bad situationally. That's why even in the biggest stages of games and everything, there's nothing you can really do. I mean, granted, all they could have had more depth there.
Okay, so I'm lost because it started out about a Lamar Jackson thing.
Right.
Then it went to a Brock Purdy thing. Then it went to a Jimmy thing. So how does this come all the way off of that topic to the fact that Kyle ain't worth shit when everybody knows that shit already? Like, who put their faith in Kyle?
In Shanahan?
Yeah. Who did?
I mean, you had no choice, but we're talking about situations as far as how they manage that team. He's trying to manage a quarterback as far as his quarterback in that situation was as far as what he can do. He's choked in Atlanta. He basically kind of choked in San Francisco. So San Francisco, I mean, what's that going to look like? And as going in this year, I have no idea. But so I still got questions about the going with Lance because we still got to find the tape on him. The teams are going to have more tape on Purdy. That's the reality. Is he good? Is he for real, or is he not? That's where we're going with it. So we still got a lot of questions.
The biggest thing was, I felt like Jimmy should have never lost his job the way that he did. Jimmy was healthy enough to be suited up for that Philly game.
Yep.
He was healthy to come back.
Yep.
But Kyle and his arrogance refused to allow Jimmy the opportunity to come back.
Exactly.
You sure it wasn't Jimmy G saying, I ain't about to get hurt for y'all? And
that could have been part of it too. You know what I'm saying? Given the fact how Kyle treated him. Like, Kyle was making him go practice far away from the team and shit. Like, that's been this issue all year. But most 49ers fans, they can't. I don't know where they looking at when this offense is not a down the field offense, unless you're gonna feature Brandon Ayuk, and that's not what they want to do. They want to feature now Christian McCaffrey and Debo, and Debo is not a deep ball threat.
And here's
you know what I'm saying.
And going back to
so with that, you need a Jimmy G, but Kyle don't want Jimmy. For whatever fucking reason.
But I love Brandon Ayuk and the Chiefs anymore.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
But here is my point that I'm getting around to. Jimmy G got a fair shake to have all those weapons. My point is, I want to see Lamar Jackson in that situation.
Yeah.
If we're going to sit there and give Jimmy G this situation to where he can be that, then why would we not do that for Lamar?
For an MVP.
Help me understand that. And here's my point, and even to add on to that, it don't have to be in a 49. Nowhere did I say he had to be in a 49er uniform. I think Washington, he's in a better situation where they can do that because they're younger. I think they have a better OC in that situation, and it's a fresh start for him. I didn't say nothing about him going to this 49ers or anything. That was not even close to the point where I was getting to. Do I think that they have a better chance of doing that situation? Yes, I do. But I want to see more. I want to see him in a situation where he can thrive, as opposed to where all he has is a tight end. That's what I want to see.
Right. And some running backs.
And an OC with some sense, as opposed to just telling them to No matter who's open or not, just throw to Mark Andrews because that's what we've been seeing.
So
the
when
last
did
2
but when
years.
did I say any of that though?
I wasn't. I was trying to get to that
So
point,
what
but
the
y'all
fuck you
cut me
getting
off
all riled up at me for then? I didn't say the shit.
because you ain't listen.
Hey,
You,
listening to win.
you said cut it,
Hey,
and you
listen
talking
to
about
win.
you cut it. You said cut it when you was talking about the 49ers. When I
Yeah,
said
when you
that,
said the 49ers.
because I was comparing the situation. That's what
Man,
I
shut
was
up.
saying.
Man, go. You
All
got it,
I
man.
know is shit
You want
Iron
to fucking
almost got
argue
God,
today. You got it,
RG3
bro.
killed in Washington. That's all I know about him and the mobile quarterback.
But I was gonna say, as far as Washington, I actually really like Jacoby Brissett over there. I think he might be a better fit when it comes to slinging the ball. Lamar, we know Lamar has not had an opportunity, like you said, DJ Ant, to have those weapons like other quarterbacks have had. But
exactly.
if you put him in that offense, that would be, I think that would work out. But as far as like they got down the field threats like Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dotson is a deep ball threat. He's the guy you just throw it up to. He go get it over 2 or 3 dudes. Like it's 80-20 with him. So you need a Brissett. You need a gunslinger. And I think that's what Brissett can be for them.
I said you want to put Lamar up there with the big boys. Let's find out what he can do with the big boy receivers. I mean, Lamar Jackson is mainly the main one that don't have him. Josh Allen got him. Mahomes, well, not compared to the other receivers, he just managed with what he's had. That's the reality. Cincinnati, he's had him, but Jimmy G can get him, but Lamar can't. Help me make sense of that. Help me.
One's won an MVP.
All right, let's switch off this subject. Because obviously Lamar Jackson brings out the pressure cooker out for people. I don't know what it is, but Lamar Jackson comes up, boy, tempers flare. Golly. Not even our quarterback.
And I wasn't even
like 3
shitting
or 4
on him.
different teams.
Act like I shit on Lamar Jackson. I ain't shit on him.
So let's outside of wide receiver, what do you guys think is the biggest offseason need thus far?
Outside of wide receiver, I'm gonna go with defensive end or tackle for me. When I look at, I know Omenihu was brought in, but he was more brought in on a rotational pass rusher contract. I don't see him being an every down guy. I mean, maybe you move him inside and out. But as far as without it being receiver, I think my biggest needs for me go wide receiver, defensive end, and offensive tackle in that order. So for me, it's tackle or defensive end.
Come back to me. I don't know about that one because here's what I'm torn about it because we don't even know who our backup running back is. We don't because McKinnon's not even signed yet.
Look at the convert.
No, I ain't say that yet.
No.
He
ain't say that.
I ain't say that.
He twisted his words up. Now.
I ain't say that.
Hey,
like
brother,
a Kenny
you
McIntosh.
in the plan. Don't worry. We're gonna get you. We're gonna get you squared away.
No, here's my thing though, because I loved that Pacheco and the McKinnon combination because you saw Pacheco do his thing in the running game and how he provided that burst. And then McKinnon, he did his work with not just the pass blocking, but also how he was able to get open field and providing that passing game at the backfield. And you kind of want to see that again, but you don't know if you're going to have it because he's not signed.
He didn't sign last year until I think it was like May or June. Some crazy late like that. So there's still a chance he's back.
Yeah, I just want to see that solidified. But at the same time, though, I understand if McKinnon want to get paid. I mean, he only had 12 receiving touchdowns out the backfield. That's what I'm looking at.
I think he had the most for running back.
Go ahead, Joe. Say what you need to say.
Okay.
We already know what he's about to say.
It's time, baby. It's time.
Dun, dun,
John
dun.
Edwards out there watching. We're here, baby. But anyway, check me out. So no, I'm with you. And my man DJ, and he's on the Bijan game. We gonna jump him in after the show. We gonna jump him in after the show. He in the hood now. But look here. So what we doing here is okay. So there's one thing that changes this offense more than anything. one thing that this defense, listen, guys, we got a Hall of Fame quarterback. Like we replacing him with a right tackle that's at run blocking and all that, right? We got this other dude on the right side that okay, he's either hurt or I mean, the Kennard is Kennard good enough, whatever. We unsure on our line, right? We unsure on how to protect our Hall of Fame asset. Best thing you can do. There's two things that I got
You can draft
can
a
do that.
tackle.
Either you draft a running back, of course, that like Bijan, one that Andy is going to fall in love with so much, right? He can't keep the ball out that dude's hands. I mean, you've got to put that fear in the defense. What is we doing? It's like I mean, nobody respects Pacheco. Pacheco's a nice little two punch. Pacheco's a nice little two punch in the 1 and 2, right? But you do that either. I mean, or you draft Washington, right? Help you in the pass game and receiving game, just like Bijan. Them is. I mean, if he ain't there, that's one thing. But if he there, you got to get dude. He changes this offense and he makes this offense more dangerous than it can ever be any other way. You draft the rookie wide receiver, and then what? He don't play. He play as much as Sky Moore, and then we complaining all season long about how come the rookie wide receiver ain't getting no playing time, just like everybody did about Sky Moore ass. You put in
Well, they had a
Bijan.
choice last year with Sky
Cornell
Moore
Powell.
because Juju
Get
was
him a
on the
Cornell
Juju
Powell
and Cole
too.
was on the roster. They don't have a choice this year. If they
As far
draft
as
Cornell
a
Powell
receiver,
set
he's probably
too.
going to be
They
the
did
number
sit
3
Cornell
guy.
Powell too.
man,
When Cornell Powell
everybody
was in
they
that position,
said,
they sat him.
man, they Andy Reid
But
ain't
Hey,
Cornell
Andy
Powell's a
Reid ain't
fifth-round
giving
pick. Come
no
on now,
first.
Cornell Powell.
Andy Reid ain't giving no rookie wide receiver
he
no
still ain't got on the
significant
field
playing
either,
time.
Ty.
He might
Because he
give
was a
him
fifth, he ain't got
sometime
on the
on
field
game 20.
anywhere. He ain't got on the practice squad field. Damn, Cornell
He
Powell.
was on the practice
Really?
squad.
Man, you get
Man,
Bijan
what
or
the fuck is
He
Gibbs.
you
That
wasn't
talking
changes
about?
this
playing.
offense more than anything.
He
He was
wasn't
actually
practicing.
I know what
active. He
y'all
was
talking
actually
about,
active
Cornell Powell.
this year.
Cornell Powell. We're talking about Cornell Powell versus Josh Downs, Zay Flowers, Jalen Hyatt, Quentin Johnston. We're talking about Cornell Powell
And
versus them guys.
just like what Joe said, he may fucking sit. So
Thank you.
you're proving
He
his point.
might.
I don't even know what I said, but thank you.
Man, we could not be. We really seriously. Cornell
Nah,
Powell versus Josh Downs, Zay Flowers, Quentin Johnston, JSN.
How
Really?
how does it turn to that? How does it go to
Because
that?
y'all brought up Cornell and that Powell not
But
playing because he's a fifth
okay,
round pick. And when his
but
first year,
hold
Tyreek Hill was on the
on.
roster.
No,
Demarcus Robinson was on the
nobody is
roster.
comparing Cornell Powell to the first round wide receivers this year.
thank you.
So stop.
Tell him, Clarence, he
So
getting
stop.
Then you're
sidetracked.
comparing the playing
Stop.
time,
He
So
getting
though.
stop.
sidetracked. This
So
is
just stop.
about Bijan and Bijan
This is about
alone.
Bijan.
Damn it. Thank you.
Well,
So
Thank you.
stop.
somehow I didn't
Thank
bring
you.
up Cornell Powell.
Thank
I
you.
Y'all said
did when he was
Cornell
talking
Powell.
about wide receivers that
Y'all
But
wasn't
getting
playing
Cornell
bogged
Powell's
when they
down.
not
got
as
drafted.
talented as the receivers in this
Man,
first round.
okay.
So why is it
But
Y'all
he
listen,
didn't
y'all
play
y'all
because
okay,
he's not
seriously on
as
back to
some
my
talented?
bullshit
Bijan
today.
thing.
Y'all
You
on some straight
introduce
shit.
you introduce Bijan to a Pat Mahomes offense right now, right? That gives you 2 years to turn this offense into a heavy play action offense. Get him weapons because Kelsey, 2-3 years, Kelsey gone, right? That gives you a that gives you a chance to kind of transition this offense into a quarterback's best friend, right? Play action pass offense. We get that going. We get us a dangerous running back. We get us the most dangerous quarterback in the game. Man, defenses cannot figure out how to attack us. Man, they can't figure out which hook they get in the right or the left. That's what we need on this offense going forward. I mean, we know we got Kelsey the security blanket, but Kelsey long in the tooth. Kelsey ain't gonna be around for a minute. We need a different aspect of our game to put fear in the hearts of those other teams, or we ain't gonna make it. I mean, I know we got this topic is the dynasty run sort of deal over with. I mean, this is how you extend stuff like that. You had a whole different aspect to the game. They got man, they stay up at night just worried about, dude. Not something that's just like, man, okay, so if they do that, we kind of got to work. Man, not this 7 yard cushion shit that Pacheco gets, dude. But man, not that shit. You put Bijan in this offense. Hey, brother,
It don't matter
you
if you
got to
put Barry
decide. Hey,
Sanders in this
you got
offense
to
because
you got
Andy's
to
throwing the
decide
ball
who
40 times a
you got
game.
to decide. You got to make a decision, dog. You got to make a decision. That's what we need to focus on from this for in the future. You know.
No, I agree. No, you have a great point,
Yeah,
and
that's a
everything
good
you
point.
said makes 1000%
It's a compelling
sense.
argument.
The
I
only
stand by
problem I
It's
have
a,
is it don't matter if you bring in Barry Sanders into this offense. It don't
You
matter
wrong.
who the hell the running back is. Andy Reid is
You
going to throw
wrong.
the ball 40 times a
You
game,
wrong.
no matter who.
Man, you wrong. Andy Reid
When is ever
when he done had dangerous running backs, Andy Reid done played the damn dangerous running back game, baby. Everybody talks of man, did
But
Barry
did he have
Sanders have
15?
Patrick Mahomes? Did Barry Sanders have Patrick
how
Mahomes to
many
take the pressure off his ass?
But did
This ain't
but
got
did
nothing to
Mahomes
do
have?
with
Or
that,
did Andy have 15
when
back
did
when he was using running
He
backs?
had over
hold
Kareem
on.
Hunt. He
Balance
had
it,
over
baby.
Kareem Hunt.
Balance it. Balance it, baby. That's what
For
we
like
tried to
8
do with
weeks?
Kareem Hunt before he got his ass ran out of town. That's
Yeah.
exactly what we wanted to do. That's what we wanted to do with Clyde when we ran Kareem Hunt ass out of town. We was hoping, but then we didn't ever treat Clyde like he was supposed to be treated in that offense. You know, that's what we were supposed to do with him. That was the whole thought process behind that was protect our Hall of Fame asset that we all know is a Hall of Famer with a different aspect of the game that they got to worry about. Man, you giving D coordinators a damn heart attack putting Bijan on this team. Man, I don't know man, what? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me seeing this futuristically?
There's
It's
nothing
just
wrong with it. I just think he's
You
going to be
know,
gone before
what's
31
wrong with
anyway.
my
But
sure. Well, that's another
yeah.
thing. But this whole time I've been getting this resistance. Oh, you don't draft a running back in the first round.
you don't. I
Bullshit, you
don't think
don't.
you do.
Bullshit, you
I
don't.
don't think you do.
Bullshit, you
Not in
don't.
2020. I
Bullshit,
don't
you
think you
don't.
do. We just
You
got to
when you
disagree
change the
how we
when
build
it changes
rosters.
your whole dynamic of your team, it makes every aspect of your offense just as dangerous. Man, you do that shit. You do that shit, dog. It's just
They
like
did it before. What
with
happened?
Washington. Draft Washington
They
then.
did it before.
He run blocks, for Pacheco and he catches passes. Draft Washington then. But if
I
Bijan
like
there,
Washington.
you better run that card up there or I'm rushing the stage. Oh, I shouldn't have said that on live, but for real, if we draft Bijan, I'm gonna run up and get that man a kiss on his forehead and hug him like he was my oldest son.
This comment right here.
What?
You don't draft a running back in the first round. I just don't think you do. But
Okay, but the Patriots, the smartest ran organization in the league, they saying that
they haven't
they
won
saying they're
anything
willing
without
to
Tom Brady.
at 14, man.
Tom Brady was the reason that organization was ran the way it was. When you have a Hall of
How?
Fame GOAT
That
like
is
Tom
not
Brady,
the fact. He might have been kept in that engine winning, but all of those personnel moves, man, they ran on defense, dog. They got people like Corey Dillon
because
out
Tom
there,
Brady could make
that
Julian
played big
Edelman
roles, man.
to
They
a
got
star
man,
receiver.
Please
they
don't bring up Corey Dillon.
man, I'm just saying.
That was
I'm
my
just saying.
dog.
I'm just
Man,
saying
Corey
those
Dillon wasn't no
championships
joke,
wasn't
bro.
won. Those
God damn.
championships wasn't won on Tom Brady alone. It kind of evolved into that shit. But
Corey
before then,
Dillon wasn't no
it
joke.
was
Ooh.
running game and it was defense. Man,
And what year
Tom
was
Brady
that?
left because they
Corey
wouldn't
Dillon
give
was
him
a
no
dog.
weapons, dog. Tom Brady left because they
Damn.
wouldn't give him no weapons. That
Shout out Corey
organization.
Dillon.
That organization was ran
Cincy
geniusly
Corey
for
Dillon.
20 years. For 20 years, they was geniuses about
And they
that
wouldn't
shit.
have won a Super Bowl without Tom Brady built that way.
Man, they done won. Man, how old are you?
They wouldn't have.
They've been in this. They've
I'm
been on
20.
the top of this game. They've been on the top of this game your whole life, dog. How can you say? I mean, it wasn't just one thing or the other. It ended up being Tom Brady. You know, it ended up being Tom Brady. That organization was ran smartly. They got rid of people like Ty Law. They got rid of
Chris,
all
don't
of
do
them
this shit
niggas.
no more.
They just replaced them all, dog.
I
That's how
know,
you do
man.
it, you know.
New,
Go ahead.
New England.
But New England doesn't win those Super Bowls without Tom Brady. It just doesn't happen. You can't build your roster the way New England did.
Smart
and throw
decisions, dog.
out and
So
throw out
then-
Trent Dilfer
They
in
made smart
2023 and win
decisions.
and win a Super
Oh
Bowl.
my
There's too
God.
many
They
franchise
they got
quarterbacks.
rid of people. They got rid of people before they was really supposed to get rid of people, and they got people. Man, they tried to change the game by drafting Aaron Hernandez. They tried to change the game, dog. That was way.
Hey,
That was
did.
Chico
They
that was
wasn't
really
no
ahead of the
joke.
did.
game. That
Chico
was ahead of the
wasn't no
game.
joke.
That was ahead of the
Like,
game. This
New
is
England.
I
England.
This is behind the game for me because
This is how
drafting
we
a running
This
back
is
in the
how we
first
do
this
that.
is
they
behind.
had them two tight ends
Behind
in
the
New England.
times.
Oh my God, they was
That's how you
a
change the game,
problem.
dog. That's how you change the game. I don't know why
And you could
we
spread
got to
both
put
of them out.
ourselves in this box. That's how you get your ass whooped.
New England had always had that running back. They always did somewhere in there. They always had that one or two, that it played a part.
But it was
Falk
never
was always
first
there.
round.
And then,
Smart decisions.
same with Gronk. I don't know if Brady wins two of those without Gronk. I will say that though.
I don't
But
think he does.
but New England they had a system though, and it worked. I mean that was the real Patriot way.
Exactly.
There is no Patriot way without Tom Brady. But some of those pieces without the running back or without Gronk.
Kevin
I will
Falk.
say that first.
Yeah,
I will
Falk.
say
That's
that
what-
first Super
That's
Bowl.
what I was thinking about. Falk. I couldn't think of his
Drew
name.
would
for
have
nothing.
won that. Drew would have won that
But they
first
won with
damn Super
LeGarrette
Bowl. That was
Blunt.
all
They won a
defense.
Super Bowl
That
with
was
LeGarrette
all
Whoa.
defense.
Hold on.
Drew Bledsoe would have won that
Time
first Super
out,
Bowl.
Joe. Time out, Joe. Time out.
What?
Time.
England 0-2.
Ty. Hold on, Ty.
Out the gate.
Ty. Hold on. Ty. What the fuck are you talking about with LeGarrette Blunt? Like
With
LeGarrette Blunt was
he
cold.
wasn't a first round pick.
Okay,
was
he didn't have to be.
so
Yeah.
He was
Pacheco don't
cold.
have
What
to
is
be
he
a
talking
first round
about?
He had hands
pick to
too.
be cold either.
Yeah,
Does he?
he had hands.
Yeah,
did.
told on him.
Yeah, he did.
Hey,
Beat that dude up in Bo-
he
he beat
put
up-
that quack
he-
on him
Boise-
out there. in Oregon,
From
didn't
Boise
he?
State, when it Boise State.
Blip, blip.
No, yeah, Oregon against Boise State. Yeah, he did.
The
Yeah, he
boys
gave
in
him that
Idaho ain't
two-
ever seen nothing like that.
Gave him
before.
that two-piece. He was talking all spicy.
It wasn't
Gave
a two.
him
It was
that-
a
gave him
one-hitter
that
quitter.
Popeyes. Give him that two-piece.
It was a one-hitter quitter.
And that way wasn't ready for that. He was like, oh.
Ooh, he came up.
But that year that they had LeGarrette Blunt in New England, they had Brandon Brown on that squad. They had Akeem Talib on that defense.
Yeah.
I mean, from the offensive
been about
side
the
to
pieces.
the defensive side, and that was the year, if my memory serves me correctly, they played Seattle in the Super Bowl. Did they
Yeah,
beat
with
Seattle that
LeGarrette.
year?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
so.
they
beat
beat Seattle. Yeah, they beat
They beat
Seattle.
Seattle that year.
They should
in the
have
Super
won that
Bowl.
Seattle
game.
should have
They should
ran.
have won that game.
Should have, could have, would
It
have.
don't matter. They won it. They were
Won me
champions.
some
They
money
won,
too.
We
Won me
shouldn't
some
have won
money.
neither
Don't
one of
matter.
our Super Bowls. Shit. You know?
I threw my ticket away. I was like, Seattle won. So as I got that pick, I was digging in the trash.
Chris, I low key in game in New England when they played the Falcons when they were down that 28-3. So you know how that went.
Yeah, I think Gronk had a game against the Seahawks too.
He did.
Man,
He
I
did.
didn't watch none
He
of
always-
that.
he always-
To be honest with y'all.
He killed the Seahawks.
Gronk
That was
always
Legion
shows
of-
up.
That was the Legion of Boom back there during that time too. They had Cam and Earl, like
I
they
watched-
had just beaten the Broncos the year before in the Super Bowl.
They smoked them.
Hey,
Yeah.
was that
That
the
was-
Super Bowl where Bruno Mars was the halftime show? Because I think I watched that, or Beyonce.
I
think
know
watched
Bruno
Beyonce.
playing
I
the
don't
Michael
piano.
Bennett.
I ain't
If
watching
Michael
that
Bennett hadn't got hurt for the Hawks, he was probably gonna win them that Super Bowl against Tom because he was kicking Tom's
Big
ass until he got hurt.
I
They
like
could
both
not
of those
stop
Bennett
him
brothers.
in the
They
middle.
was cold.
Yeah,
Man,
Martellus
Michael
Bennett
Bennett
was
wasn't no
cold, too.
joke.
Yeah, they was cold.
He got a ring with
I wanted
Tom.
Bennett. I wanted Big Bennett here in Kansas City, but whatever, politics.
Mhm.
All right,
Exactly.
We didn't have
Politics.
15 at the time.
all right, Clarence. What are some of the biggest needs, off-season needs besides wide receiver? What do you think?
Kicker.
You need a backup running back.
Ooh.
You need a backup running back. You need to solidify roles. Solidify roles for Noah Gray, for Jody. You brought him back. You brought Jody back.
They brought Blake Bell back too.
Yeah, they did.
But you already knew what his role was. Like,
Yeah, he's a blocker.
That's not changing.
He's the fullback.
So outside of that, like, you just got to define some roles, and you got to figure out what you're gonna do on the outside.
Yeah.
Listen, this offense, it has to be balanced. I don't give a damn if 15 is there, and I don't give a damn that he can make every throw 40 times a game. At some point, be it this year or 2 years from now, it's gonna catch up. And would you rather him be able to still make those throws in 3 years, minus some big hits? If you just give him a little bit of a fucking running game so he can play action pass sometimes. Like, what do you want? Pick your poison. You want him to play 15, 20, 22 years, or you only want him for 12? Because it can very well happen. Either way, you got to run the football. You got to.
I agree with that. You got to.
Hold up. So
Then
why
you got
do
to
you
get him
think they
something on
don't?
the outside.
So why do you think they don't? So why, like,
Because you got Andy.
Because you got Andy, exactly.
Can you agree that, like, the one reason that we were, like, Andy's the reason we don't, right? The reason that we did just went to Washington, right? So, like, man, you're gonna have to get some kind of sensational brother back there to force Andy hand to keep
No, you're
the
not.
ball out of his hands. You know what I'm saying?
You're not.
I do
you're
not
not.
think he loves Pacheco
It
like
doesn't.
that.
Listen. It don't matter, Joe, if they did get a Bijan and they wasted that pick, and he got a draw on the first play of the game and took it 25 yards, and the fans were standing up going crazy. It is a Pat Mahomes led football team.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that
So
ain't
you
gonna
get
change.
Bijan to help protect
That ain't gonna
him.
change. No, Bijan is not the savior. Bijan is not the savior. What saves them? What saves them is getting a guy on the outside and letting Pacheco develop, because Pacheco is ready.
And
don't get it twisted and think that Pacheco can't get it done. He can get it done.
He can get it done.
He's gonna get it done. But they got to get something on the perimeter to pull people out of that box for him, especially now when you got a question mark at both tackle spots. You see how they fucked up?
Yeah, but is it an inside-out thing or is it an outside-in thing? I don't think you can get anything outside if you ain't got nothing inside, you know?
It's going to be outside as long as 15
it's going to be outside in as long as Andy's here.
I think you can go out there, get a badass wide receiver, and all they gonna do is double team them. I don't think that has the effect.
And then that frees up Spy Moore, that frees up Kadarius. No, you can't double team a receiver.
Joe, this ain't the 90s, dog. We can't look at it the way that we used to make it make sense to us. It used to make sense to us because we said a running back could get you them yards, and a running back can get you there. Or you can take that running game on the road and win a football game. And that principle is still true. It's still true. But in this day and age, everybody wants points and everybody wants to attack the perimeter.
That's why it's a
and they want these quarterbacks. And they that's why these DBs don't get to touch these wide receivers. Yep. You see how open the middle of the field is now?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be where if you went over that middle, you was gonna have your asshole in your throat. That was just the rules. That was the rules.
But what I'm saying is, I mean, you know, you get that run game. You get that run game. You got to bring a safety up to the line.
They found a
running game last year. Hold half
Joe,
to make sure you ain't running.
What happened when they found a running game last year?
In the Super Bowl, what happened?
What happened?
Barely used it. They didn't use it near enough as we said.
And they found it. So why didn't they use it?
Because they do not feel like the league is afraid of Pacheco.
So what makes you no. This don't have anything to do with Pop.
He still got those soft boxes.
No. That ain't it.
Because we got Travis Kelce.
What would make it?
That's not it.
What would make it?
Who's stacking the box against Patrick Mahomes? That's my question.
Putting a running back there that they have to. Well, that's my point. Well, that's my point. You get a dangerous ass running back there that everybody fears. They can't. They
You
what can they
you
do?
can get a
What can
stack
how do you
box with any
defend that?
running back. You can
How do
get
you
a stack box
defend
with any
Patrick
running back
Mahomes
that's able
plus
to
a
run
Pro
the
Bowl
football.
running back?
Any running back that's able to run the football will get you a stack box.
Sure,
That's
but
inevitable. You can get that with any running back.
Yeah.
You can get that with
okay.
any running back.
So who's
So
stacking
there's
the box
so
against
there's
Patrick
not so
Mahomes?
so here's what we do. We do these mock drafts. We do these player rankings. We grade and base our opinions, our own personal opinions over what these analysts and what these professionals tell us these guys should be ranked, right? We're not supposed to believe that Pacheco wasn't ranked seventh round running back because of faults. There's a difference between a seventh round running back and a first round running back.
And there's a
We
difference
put
between a
all of
fifth
this
round
stock.
receiver
We
and a
put
first round receiver,
we put
like I
we
was trying
put
to say
all of this
earlier.
stock.
But
We put all of this stock. Yeah, there's a difference because ain't neither one of them getting played by Andy Reid in the first year. A first round running back
how
will be.
how do we
A
know
first
that? We
round
never
tight end
drafted a
like
first
Lucky.
round receiver with Andy here.
We drafted a oh man, we've
Second
drafted
rounders.
receivers we've drafted receivers, early receivers. It doesn't I mean, it doesn't matter. We drafted a seventh round running back. He still got playing time. What does it matter if it's a first rounder, second rounder, whatever? They ain't gonna get no playing time, man. Draft a Pro Bowl running back, Pro Bowl tight end, heir apparent to Travis Kelsey. You put a
Zach
different
Coates, baby.
aspect on this offense. Hey,
Zach
oh
Coates.
yeah, I can't. Okay,
No.
never mind. Never mind.
And Joe,
You could have not. Save
keep
that
that
for
joke. Keep
Better
that joke
not.
in the group chat.
Hey man, okay, yeah, we good
I would
here.
say,
Hey, but
but
like I said, man, you can it's a different aspect. We already got the passing game. We ain't got the running game they expect. Everybody now stays up all night long just fearing Patrick Mahomes. But what if, boom, we do this RPO and now everybody's got to freeze for half a second because did he put it in B. John Belly? That's B. John Belly he throwing that in. That ain't this seventh round nigga that nobody. I mean, come on. I mean, brother, that ain't this. These are different things. You know
A
what I'm
seventh
saying? These
round
are
pick
different
that had
things.
874 yards
Sure.
his rookie season
Sure. And
on
you'd expect
limited
the first
carries.
round pick to have
Unlimited.
1,600 to $2,000. You get Bijan
In this
expecting him to be a
offense?
2,000
this
yard back.
offense?
Absolutely.
No,
I would
never
say
Absolutely.
happening.
here's the issue with that, and even so, I think this more so goes to Clarence's point as far as as long as Andy Reid is there, and even so, you look at just with the play calling and whatnot, stuff like that, especially when it be on them 31s, and these be the plays I see repeatedly that be giving me, and I think Chris a heart attack too, is that when they'll usually bring like a little tight end that comes across and do that little pitch play when it should have been a run.
Can we get a 3rd and 1?
When he keeps doing situations, and the crazy part about it was the Chiefs were like the worst at 3rd and 1 because we couldn't get. We neither have the.
Because the QB sneak's not even in the
Can we get a
playbook.
damn
No,
3rd and 1?
that's what.
That too.
Give it to a running back.
But that's why, even so, why I always vouch for if we're going to do that, why not bring in another backup quarterback and everything where you get something to think about? That's why I wanted to get somebody like Brissett in there. But as long as Andy Reid is there, I don't see that changing. I think it's going to be more pass heavy. I mean, yes, I agree that you want it to be add a little more run so that way you had to preserve the longevity of Mahomes. But as long as he's there, I just don't see it changing. It's like how the NBA is nowadays. Everybody want to jack up the 3 and then they want to evolve and do all this other stuff. I just think as far as with now being a heavy passing game, that's just the way it's going. Now everybody's trying to play catch up. Now you have people like that's why even so with the AFC as a whole, that's why it's so hard and everything as far as you're dealing with the competition there. When you have the Mahomes and the Burrows and Herberts and whatever Allen you get that day, and that's just the reality of it. That's why even with Aaron Rodgers, stuff like that, I don't even have him in my top 5. Yeah, he's a pass heavy person, but I just don't see it the way it's going. It's just more so of a heavy passing league. Am I knocking Bijan as far as his quality? No, not at all. I think he's a quality back, and he might need to be with a team that's more so stick with that. Maybe a Washington, but I don't even know what they're going to evolve into.
They got to run into it.
The fact that we know that this is a Patrick Mahomes offense is what makes Bijan Twice as dangerous.
I think we
You
just
know.
disagree on how you build a team, Joe. Because when I build a team, I'm not trying to pick a running back in the first round. When you can get a Pacheco in
running
the
back.
seventh round,
You can get you a
Well,
good
I see
running
how
back.
you build a
Third, fourth
team
round,
because
man.
you wanted to draft.
Yeah.
You wanted to give up any draft pick less than a first rounder for D Hop. Then you turn. Then you did that U-turn immediately as soon as they said a second rounder. I see
well,
how
I'll
you
give up
draft,
that.
King.
But Brett
All
Veach
I
being
know
hit
is
different.
the good
I'm not
old
Brett
friend,
Veach.
the good old friend, man. Have that running game together, baby. Have that running game together, man. If we can
Right.
get Bijan, he changes more than just the running game. He also changes the passing game. Like what happens on 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, 4th and goal every single game. Y'all see it. It's 3rd and 1. What happens? We put Blake Bell in. What the hell do we know what's gonna happen?
It's gonna be that
But they
QB.
We
don't.
know
But
what's
but
gonna
they don't
happen.
Some
want to be
nightmare
a
And
for
Blake
glorified
Bell's about to
Cleveland
do that.
offense.
And guess what?
yeah.
They
They
know
don't
the
want to
other
be a
teams
Cleveland
know
offense
that
though,
too.
Joe. They don't want to. They
Yeah.
don't want a Cleveland offense. That's
On
not what they
third and
want.
inches, on 3rd and inches, you
They
need
don't. They
you
don't
need a
want a.
running game capable of getting
Okay,
3rd and inches
so
when you
it's
need
not gonna
third and
be
inches, brother,
Bijan. It's not gonna be Bijan because they don't want to run
because
Cleveland's
he'll be
offense.
gone.
They
But
don't
if
want to
he's
run
there, they
Cleveland's
better get him.
offense.
He'll be gone
They don't
before
want to run
31.
Cleveland's offense.
It's not about they'll never run Cleveland's offense. It's not about
If they
it's
get
not about that.
Bijan
It's
and
about
Bijan and Pop together, you're gonna have to. You're gonna
Yeah,
have
Bijan,
to.
yeah. There's too
Bijan
many
is about
mouths
to
to
be.
feed over
He's
there.
about to be
yes,
a
but you
Dallas
still
Cowboy.
have Patrick Mahomes.
Shit.
You
Out of them
still
12
got
carries that
Mahomes.
the running backs get,
You
shit.
still got Mahomes. Man, we
I
was still
mean,
we
He
was
better
still
not
we
get
was
7 and I get 5.
we was
It's
still
gonna be a
giving
problem.
we
Out
was
of them
still
12
giving
damn
I
McKinnon
better
carries.
get
15.
9. He
We
get 3.
Shit.
we were still giving McKinnon 15 and giving Pacheco 15 to 20. I mean, that's 30 plays to the running back. You got that you can split that shit up with and
Yeah, but
help protect
McKinnon
your
was catching that
quarterback.
shit.
what was
But
McKinnon was
McKinnon is
It
so
brings
important to
everybody back.
this
You get the
offense in
running
other areas with pass
that's because
blocking and catching out of the backfield. Like McKinnon,
you
his role cannot really be replaced this offseason. There's nobody out there that
you
can
get the
replace his
dangerous
role.
running back. It moves everybody back. It moves everybody back a yard or two, and makes everybody pause for half a second. Man, that's priceless to Pat. Man, that's what you do. Man, that's priceless. That's priceless to Andy Reid. Any kind of offense. And I want to talk about the reason we drafted Clyde was because he was supposed to be this awesome ass screen running back. Andy Reid was the damn screen guru genius of the damn planet NFL and shit. He made up a brand new. We ran 2 screens to Clyde in 4 damn years. Let's talk about that. I mean, they
No, it's
drafted.
true.
See, that's where Clyde went wrong. That's where y'all got the lemon booty about drafting
I've just
Bijan,
never,
right?
even when they
Because that's where
drafted
Clyde
Clyde, I
went
didn't agree
wrong.
with it.
No, Clyde might have even been the right pick, but Clyde wasn't never used correctly, man. Why draft that dude to try to use him like he's damn Jerome the Bus Bettis and shit? I
No,
thought
you're
he
right.
was supposed to be
he's right.
Brian Westbrook
He's right.
Jr. and shit. How come
Mhm.
we didn't do the Brian Westbrook shit? When Andy got here, we had JC. Man, we ran 50 screens of JC a damn
Get it,
game. How come we
get it
didn't
for
do this
real.
It's
shit with
good.
Clyde like we
And
were
swing
supposed to?
routes.
See,
Yeah.
that's why everybody got the lemon booty about drafting a running back in the
Lemon.
first round again. But Bijan ain't that, y'all. Gibbs ain't that. Gibbs is Jamal Charles Jr. Now he's fallen to number 3 on my official Brett Veach's big board. Because
Oh,
Washington up there.
hold on. What's this official Brett Veach big
Yeah,
board? I didn't know. I
I
need
got
to know
we
this
need to hear
big
the
board.
list, the
But
order.
yeah, well,
What's the
I got me I got me a couple inside sources, and every now and then we relay information to each other. So I like to relay it to the kingdom, my peoples. And so yeah, I give you guys the official Brett Beach big board.
Here we go. This is
Here we
Stay
go. Let's
exclusive,
tuned
hear
for
people.
it.
further
This is
updates. Thank you
exclusive.
very much. So what do we need them right now? Because I got them ready for y'all
Let's
whenever
hear the
y'all
board.
ready
Let's
for
Let
them.
hear
me
it.
hear it. Let's hear
Okay,
it.
so
Go ahead.
number one. Of course, it ain't gonna come no. It ain't gonna come no spot
We already
because
knew
he changes
that.
the offense, man. He changed the offense more than any one player that we can draft. Period. Period. Nobody changes our team, period, the way that Bijan drafted Bijan would. Number 2, Darnell Washington.
Oh, we should have knew that.
Like I said,
He should
yeah.
be number
Number
one.
3.
But
No, number 3. See, number 3, I kind of been thinking, man, we kind of got this JSN thing. We got this Gibbs thing. I kind of think Gibbs, but this JSN thing. But I'm going to go with number 3, trade up for Carter.
Jalen
And
Carter.
then,
Jalen Carter. Okay.
and then number 4, number 4 is JSN. Number 5, Flowers. Honorable mention, Nolan Smith, who got
Yeah.
that Eric Berry in him. Y'all didn't feel me last time, but I was just talking about Eric Berry. Eric Berry, man, that Nolan Smith, you see him, you just want to rip your heart out your chest and throw it at that dude, It's like, man, here it
Yeah,
go.
you do.
Here it go. Let's run through this wall, Let's do this together. Nolan Smith, man, he coming up the big board, brother. He coming up. We'll see about next week.
That's my guy right there. Go
I
get
like
him.
that dude.
Go
I like
get
that dude, man.
Go
That
get
dude got
him.
that Eric Berry. You talk to him, and man, it just make the hairs on the back, or you hear him talk, make the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. You kind of, man, it's like you put that in our huddle, brother. I mean,
You need somebody to
Would that
replace
be with
that
Chris
Frank Clark.
Jones? With Chris
Yeah,
Jones,
I
he would
mean-
be. Yeah.
that inspiration type dude. You put that in the defensive huddle. But man, listen, number 1 pick needs to be an offensive weapon, no matter what offensive weapon. However
Yeah.
you
A
do
wide
it, it needs to be.
receiver.
Ain't no damn ashy ass right tackle.
I don't know.
Don't get no
Darnell
damn
Wright's
ashy ass
he's
right
at
tackle,
KCI
dog,
right now.
man.
He's at KCI
Ain't no
right
damn
now.
ashy ass right tackle with the number 1 pick. He needs to be an
no.
impact player.
They got Darnell White.
He
right
would
now.
be. Darnell Wright would be an impact. You throw him in there right away. I'm telling you, he's a Pro Bowler. He's an All-Pro right tackle in the NFL year 1. Year 1.
That's cool. How many touchdowns he gonna score, and how do we know Niang ain't that?
See,
Go ahead, I'll wait.
I'm still on the Niang.
But we're gonna rely on Niang.
Yeah,
Same.
sure.
I'm on the Niang bandwagon. I think
Niang,
It's not
Kennard,
that I'm
and
not on the
somebody in third
bandwagon. It's
round.
just that if we want to really protect Patrick Mahomes, we can't go into the season with a Kennard and a Niang at right tackle.
Why not?
I'm not.
Why not? Kennard
Man.
has never played a snap. He's been here for a whole year.
Andrew Wiley was
Yeah,
an
yeah.
undrafted free agent, dog. Undrafted free agent. We've been protecting our top dude with an undrafted free agent, and now you got to draft somebody
he
to protect
proved
him
it.
way up early. He
Yeah.
proved what? We was coming for
And
his
Wiley
throat up
proved it.
until the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we wanted him out of there.
I wanted
He
Wiley
was
gone
1
all
for
year,
20.
but
He had 19. He had one good game out of 20.
Yeah,
He did.
Man,
But if
what
you're
we
looking at
doing?
it, so then okay, can we say the same about Orlando Brown? Because his pass
Second rounder.
protection rate was lower, his run blocking rate was lower. He gave up more pressures than Andrew Wiley did.
He played against harder, stiffer competition.
Yeah, them edge
Well,
rushes,
yeah,
and
he
also
did.
and also the part of the schedule, because at the time that's when they had Von Miller was still available.
Who we
was
win
He
still-
was
against,
matched
dog.
up with Riddick.
Look
Wiley
at
was
who he
matched
was
up with
going
Riddick.
against, dog.
Was Orlando
I mean,
Brown
we
matched
showing
up with
highlights.
Riddick?
We showing highlights of one
on there
game
with
of Taylor
Brown.
kind of blocking Joey Bosa, man. That was the gauntlet every game for Orlando Brown, who came in fat and out of shape because he didn't want to go to training camp because they didn't want to pay him his money like they should have. Man,
They shouldn't have gave him that contract. I'm
they
glad
should
they
have gave
did.
him that. Man, please.
They shouldn't have. Nobody else. Why didn't anybody else give him that deal? Why?
Listen.
Why?
Listen. Talk to me when the Jawan Taylor experiment works out. Until then, all I done seen is Orlando Brown Jr. win us the Super Bowl. And when everybody said he wasn't good enough, everybody talked big cash money shit on him all off season and all during the season. And all I seen is us win a Super Bowl with him,
You do have a
So
point.
I mean, we want to change stuff and put more faith in this thing over here. All I know, man, show me state, brother. Show me state,
You
Like,
show me.
I done
And
seen
Kennard
with
and
my own
Niang
eyes.
has not shown me that they should be.
Me ain't
Kennard,
showed you.
okay, Niang has showed me. Niang,
We talk about
I'm
Orlando.
completely comfortable with throwing him at right tackle.
Yeah, but man, I'm sure. I mean, all I know is changing anything. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, we trying to run the Super Bowl back. I don't know why we just didn't throw OBJ a 1 year deal. Try to get what's his name Wiley a 1 year deal. I don't know why we didn't. I mean, we just talk about
because you
how
lost too
15
much
is
this
our.
year. You lost a lot this year.
Yeah,
I
but it's
mean,
our number one asset. It
for a
should be
Super Bowl
number one
team,
on the list, right?
Super Bowl team they lost more than I anticipated them letting walk out the door. I
They
did
shouldn't
Who
not
did
have.
they
expect that
lose
much.
that you thought was going to be back?
Did I?
I
Who,
thought
me?
Juan would come back. I thought Juju would
Okay,
definitely
I'll give
come
you that.
back.
I
I'll
didn't
give
think
you
I
Juan
that.
would.
didn't.
I
I didn't
thought
believe. I
Juju
didn't
would.
believe. I didn't believe that at all.
I thought
Hey,
Juju,
I'll
OBJ,
give you
and Wiley
Juju.
would
I
be
give you
back.
Not Juju.
Juan. I thought was out the door.
Yeah, Juan was
That's,
gone.
I thought Juan was out the door.
that one kind of shocked me.
Which sucks because Juan played really good at the end of the. I
He,
mean, in
at
that
the
final
end of the year,
stretch.
Yeah, he did.
he picked up his game at the end of the year.
And
But
Colin left.
I just think because it's such a weak safety draft, I just think
Yeah,
that
yeah,
Juan was going to get paid somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Because he
And
got
then
he got two,
and Colin
right?
Saunders left. Like
Now
to
that
see
one
Colin
surprised me.
leave like that,
Yeah.
that shocked the hell out of me.
I wanted
You
Colin.
know what
Man.
I'm saying? Yes,
I
Man,
did
tell me,
too.
didn't none of y'all?
absolutely.
Tell me, all of y'all didn't think that, like at the end of the season, the confetti dropping and shit, the parade and all that. Tell me, y'all didn't think that OBJ was gonna be back for sure, one way or another. We was gonna franchise tag his ass, or he was gonna be back,
I
right?
did think
But we
that.
wasn't. We didn't go into this season worried about is our new left tackle going to be able to adapt, right?
It was a part of me that thought there's a chance he could
Mhm.
be gone, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
But the bigger part of you thought that nigga ain't going nowhere, right?
Right,
It was
right, right.
like
And then
50-50.
and then for all teams to go to
He went to the
that
bank.
that one
I'm
was
not
like
shocked
the
about that.
ultimate slap.
I figured Cincinnati or Buffalo from the jump. I figured damn near every free agent we was gonna lose was gonna go to Cincinnati, Buffalo, or Washington because of EB. You
Right.
know, the people trying to catch up or trying to stake their claim out there in Washington. I figured everybody we lose was gonna go to a direct opponent as far as contenders goes.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought Cole was gonna go to Washington for a minute. I thought he was. I
I
thought he
did
was gonna fall in
too.
line.
I
Like he
thought
go
Atlanta.
I thought
But-
Where
I
he
didn't
end
see
up?
Atlanta.
Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't
Atlanta. I
see,
said Atlanta
that's right.
too.
I thought
I didn't
Atlanta.
see
Yeah,
Cole leaving like that.
I
That
thought he'd
that
be
one
back.
I
surprised
did.
me.
I saw it because
I
even
thought he
with
was.
I thought they were grooming up
Mill?
more to be their replacement for Cole. That was just what I
Yep.
thought.
And then
Yeah.
okay, and then so I know you had this on here, Chris. I got to get out of here real quick, so I just want to give my Mecole take real quick before I get off here. I like Mecole Hardman, what he did in this offense. You know, being behind those guys he was behind, which he mentioned. But my problem with Mecole Hardman is this: you're doing a lot of talking for running 3 routes. Okay, you got more tweets than you can run routes. We've seen this dude here. What routes has he been able to run? The jet sweep, the screen, and what else?
A 9.
What else?
A 9.
Yeah, that's it.
He busted the Bills' ass though.
He did.
He did.
He got speed, and I like Mecole Hardman, and I do, and I think, I hope he does well in New York, which is kind of weird that he went to the Jets, but I mean, they got a lot of receivers over there.
Now with Rodgers, good luck. Good luck.
Yeah,
know-
I don't know. Look, it just never worked out.
Right.
And, for whatever reason. I mean, yeah, he was behind. I mean, come on, he was behind Tyreek Hill and Sammy Watkins. I mean,
And Travis, his first.
you ain't getting on the field with that guy. Now when they drafted him, we didn't know the future of
Right.
Tyreek.
He was a DB though.
Yeah, he was a DB who switched over to wide receiver. So, and he did it in college. Like it ain't like he did it in his senior year. He was like, "Oh, I'm be a wide receiver." It ain't like Patrick Mahomes where he was a safety and he was like, "Oh, I'm playing quarterback now." Like, no, this dude switched over to DB when he was a freshman. Like, so he never really, it's a relatively new position for him. You know what I'm saying? You got to
Right.
understand, he was a 4 or 5-star recruit as a DB
Yep.
coming out of Georgia. Like, so,
Mhm.
it's just it sucks. He had to change his position, and it just
Yeah.
receiver is hard, man. It's hard in the league, harder than what people
Oh,
give it
yeah.
credit to. If you can't get separation and you can't run, your route tree is limited. It's hard. You know what I'm
And,
saying?
and size
Well, that's
against
why
you
they
too, in
try
the
to
sense for him.
complain here. That's why they try to compare him and Sky Moore. I'm like, man, Sky Moore is way different coming out of
Oh,
college
his
than
route tree
than
is way
McCall.
different.
Sky Moore is a legit receiver, coming
Yeah.
out of college. McCall was a kind of a speed dude that was kind of comber. You just kind of had to get him on the field, put the ball in his hands and shit because he's faster than everybody in college. All of those future accountants and shit and insurance salesmen in college, he faster than all them. But yeah, Sky Moore, no, now he's got the legit receiver traits.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
He
Yeah.
ain't just an athlete. You trying to put into a position. No, this dude is a wide receiver that
and and
you
the
go out
and the
there and
cra-
do receiver
Run any
things.
route.
and the crazy part about Sky was he came in as a DB. He was a DB when he first came
I
into the
just
college, and he just switched his position, and he
Yeah,
just
he been
he
at
was
it
a
a little
natural.
longer.
he
He was
took
just a
off.
natural.
Yeah.
He was just a natural. Some guys
But
are
let's
just
be honest,
talented.
in high school, most of those dudes that play wide receivers
They
is
play both
DBs
sides.
too,
They
Play
play
vice
both
two
versa
sides.
and
ways.
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, you're playing DB
Yeah,
if you're playing receiver in high school. Yeah,
yeah.
trust me.
No, but yeah. No, but Cole, we appreciate he got 2 Super Bowls with us. He was instrumental in that Texans game when we was down. He gave us a burst, and it
Yeah, he
started
was.
it kick started the touchdowns. You know
That
what I'm
run.
saying?
Yep.
Yeah. So I got to give it to him. Even the Buffalo game, the year we lost to Tampa, but
Mhm.
in the
Mhm.
AFC Championship game, he fumbles
Mhm.
the kickoff or the punt. They go right back to him. You know what I'm saying? And he
He
Mhm.
had that
scores.
like 50-yard gain or whatever it was.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So
But that was
he
on a
go
jet
ahead.
sweep.
He had moments. He had moments, man. He had moments, man. And kudos for him for toughing it out in the AFC
Yep.
Championship game, man. He caught a big catch and got smashed. Like he got hit. You heard
And he
that.
held on to it.
He held on to the ball. So
That was
look,
his first game back, I think, too.
I'm not
That was
gonna
a
kill me.
crucial third down too. I mean, that
Hmm.
was
Do I wish things would have
changing point.
developed a little bit better for him over in Kansas City? Yeah, I do. Of course I do. You know what I'm saying? But it just didn't happen that way. And that's just how it is, man. Like
Yeah, it's a business.
it's the
Yep.
business, man. And at the end of the day, first round, third round, sixth round, man, these players are crapshoots, man.
It is.
These guys are crapshoots. You don't know what they're gonna do in this offense or these defense, man. They could look good at Georgia and Alabama because they're around a bunch of 5 and 4-star recruits, and then they get out there on this field on the
Mhm.
NFL and they getting smoked.
Mhm.
This league is hard. It's hard. You can't
Mhm.
duplicate this league. I don't care how many semi-pro, XFL, and USFL, all that. You can't duplicate this league, man. And
Mm-mm.
it's just a hard league.
The
So
level of talent
yeah,
is too
it's
high.
Yeah.
nuts, man.
Yeah. Everybody good. Everybody fast.
We
You know.
we go out and
Yep.
we go out there against the practice squad and get smoked right now. We get dogged out by a practice squad right now. So
I'll smoke all y'all though. I still got them wheels.
No, I don't know about that.
here we
I still
go.
got
We're
them
gonna have to do
wheels. I'll
a
smoke all
one-on-one.
y'all. I'll smoke. We
Chris
gonna
throwing
race
the
at the
ball.
draft. I'll show y'all a
We're
little
gonna have
bit
to do a
about
one-on-one with
seed
Clarence. Gonna be the
merchants.
QB.
No, I don't play QB.
He said,
Get somebody else.
Yeah, get somebody.
Damn your challenge. I'm not no quarterback.
Y'all crazy. Y'all crazy. All right, before you get out of here, Ty, your best and worst moment as a Chiefs fan.
the best moment for
I'm
me
not
is
answering this, Chris.
Yes,
You
you
go
definitely
to
are.
hell.
that first
No,
Super Bowl.
this is what's the name's topic.
It's
Joe.
me.
Joe.
Yeah,
Joe
he
brought
said,
this
"What's his
topic.
name? Damn, he forgot your
Joe.
name."
I'm drawing blank
It's
over
me.
here. Joe brought this up. So I'm just putting it on the docket.
So the best moment is obviously the first Super Bowl win. I mean, nothing comes close. I know the second one's up there, but first, that's totally different. the worst moment is definitely for me. It's that Colts playoff loss where we're up. I can't remember what it was, like 35.
Yeah, I remember that game.
Something crazy like that. And then Andrew Luck single-handedly threw the Colts on his back.
Jamal Charles got hurt that game, I think.
Yep.
Everybody
See,
got
I'm
hurt.
so old.
Everybody
I'm
got
so
hurt.
old. I was thinking about the first Colts playoff loss. What was that? Harbaugh or somebody?
Peyton Manning. Oh yeah,
No.
John Harbaugh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lynn Elliott.
Lynn Elliott. I'm thinking Lynn Elliott, dog.
Yeah, the coach got him a couple times, bro.
Yeah, man. The no punt
Been a
game.
couple times.
Three.
Punt game.
That was the Peyton Manning game. Yeah.
Yeah, the Peyton Manning no punt.
We just knew whoever was punting, they lost.
Hey, Priest Holmes was on his way to the crib before he got caught behind and did that fumble. Man, oh man, that killed me, brother. That killed me.
Yeah, there's been some bad losses.
All of them. Ain't been no good ones.
Yeah, exactly.
Lost them, man. Yeah, but that Colts one, that took me out for a month.
Which one?
The Andrew Luck one. That
Andrew,
they
blew that big lead. They jumped on him and then let him.
Alex Smith was balling in that first half.
Yeah,
he was cooking. Was it like 17 for
balling in that
17 or something
Hey,
like
Debo
that?
had that catch. Debo should have had that catch at the very end. Would have got us in field goal range or whatever, man.
We probably would have won the game.
Yeah, brother, that was a rough one.
I was messed up. Ain't want to go to work. Ain't want to talk to nobody.
Man, that no punt one, that one was just as bad because like when we played against Peyton Manning and them, like I didn't believe we had done. Didn't we just have one where we lost to them with like Damon Hewitt or somebody a couple of years before? I forget. But anyway, like wasn't nobody believing we wasn't like no Super Bowl contenders or nothing, you know. But when we had Priest Holmes, Trent Green, Dickie V, all of them, but we could have. I mean, I think we started off like 7-0, 9-0, something like that. Man, we could have got that year. We could have done it that year.
We couldn't stop nobody.
That was a problem.
At first,
we had all kinds of turnovers. At the very beginning, we had all kinds. I forget that safety we had. But anyway, we had all kind of turnovers that we was turned into pick sixes and shit at the very beginning. Then at the end of that year, we couldn't do nothing.
We couldn't stop. We could rush the passer. We couldn't do nothing. DBs, the dudes was wide open. DBs was terrible. What is going on? We had to score 40, man, just to win the game, man.
We damn near did. I mean, we had my man Green Trent out there. Flicking the rock all over the field, man. I love that. That was like my favorite Chiefs. That ain't the ones we got now, you know. Yeah. Trent Green and them shit. Priest Holmes. Hey, they do that slide into the end zone and shit, man. Yeah,
that offensive
we
line.
We had the one dude.
The best offensive line in NFL at that time.
That offensive line was a monster, bro.
Yeah, it was, but it was kind of the way Priest
Shields.
Casey Wigman,
he would kind of glide over to the sideline, and then he'd just see that crack and cut up field. Priest Holmes kind of ran that shit to perfection too, you know.
It's funny. I was watching the clip with Bar Scott, and he was talking about it when he was early in his career, and he said he was sitting on the sideline, and they was playing the Chiefs on Monday night, and Ray Lewis comes to the sideline. Hey man, y'all need to get them. They got 3 of them on me. Y'all need to hurry get these dudes off of me. And Bar Scott was like, nah, man, this is Will Shields whooping you. Nah, man, that's just Will Shields whooping your ass.
Who we have? Willie Rofe or somebody? Wasn't it Willie Rofe?
On the left side.
Willie Rofe, he limp his way through the whole damn week. Walk like he damn near crippled and shit the whole week, and then go out there and shut the best pass rusher. Just stonewall him, dog.
There was some big dudes, man. They was huge. They was some big dudes, man. Willie Rofe was huge.
Yeah, he was.
Yes, he was.
I remember those old Price Chopper commercials, him and Will Shields. Will Shields had the Boston Market. Boston Market commercials and shit, man. I remember all those old commercials. The Chiefs and Chopper and shit. Yeah, it's been what, 23 years since I left the land, you know.
Yeah, man. We had some good days.
All that shit growing up, though.
Yeah, some bad ones too, boy. Woo.
Mm-hmm.
2012.
Sheesh.
2012.
Whoa.
2012.
Don't even nope. Don't even bring that
Real
up.
dark days.
That's
Real
got to
dark
go.
days.
That's got to
20
be wiped from the history files.
2012 was so dark. We had players taking out family members and themselves that year. I'll never forget it.
Man,
I remember hearing on the radio. I'm like, dude, what?
Yeah,
That was rough.
that was bad. Tyler Thigpen. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Casey
Tyler
Prentice.
Thigpen, he was like the best option, wasn't he?
Chris, what made it so bad was I think that was like one of the first years that Nike had got that contract, the NFL contract, and then you had to wear the jersey of that team, you know. So you know how dark it was, you know, you trying to be the loyal Chiefs fan. Everybody else got teams that's winning and doing what they're supposed to. So everybody, and you get that one customer, they put their hand on your shoulder, said, "Tough season, ain't it?"
Yeah.
You know how rough that is.
I think
the last 50 years.
I think Colquitt was the best player on the team.
He was the MVP for like 4 or 5 seasons in a row.
What was that? Was that the year where we lost to the Broncos? Like with Tebow completed like two passes or some shit?
I remember that game.
Those were pitiful times, wasn't they? Hey, we done came a long way, brother.
I remember that.
Shit. Pitiful. The Chiefs was never gonna win in my lifetime and shit. You know, I was in my 30s thinking
they ain't
like,
never gonna be shit.
We ain't never gonna win in my lifetime. I don't know if
right
I'm gonna live for another
man.
50 years or another 5 days, but I know the Chiefs ain't winning shit in it. You know.
Listen, them dark days was so bad that I literally don't have no memory of them. I'm dead ass serious.
You good? You good?
The only thing I got, the only thing I
can
can remember from that time was that one incident. Outside of that, I don't remember shit else.
You know what I remember?
You could ask me about players. I wouldn't. I don't remember none. I remember Tyler Thigpen, but I don't know who the running back was. I don't remember
Jackie Battle, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I don't remember. I don't remember shit. I don't remember nothing from them times.
I remember they had. I remember they had Mark Bo Richter.
No.
I remember Bo Richter. I do remember Bo Richter because Bo Richter was balling out every preseason.
Yeah,
that's how he ended up coming up. Yeah,
Bo
I remember him.
All right. He wasn't.
He couldn't do shit in the season.
He was the Garrett Dieter of every preseason.
No, Garrett Dieter.
Wow. He was the Garrett Dieter.
Yep.
Looking good in the preseason.
Yeah, that hype. That great hope, you know.
Was it Prentice or whatever his name? I remember him from Hard Knocks.
Casey Prentice.
I just remember because that was the year. Because I remember when
y'all remember the year.
We did Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
Hard Knocks.
Y'all remember on that Hard Knocks, Pollard in there shaking it up in the locker room and shit. Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
Bernard Pollard in there shaking it up like a stripper in the locker room.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. I just remember Casey Prentice getting mad. He was like, "How you gonna tell me to make chicken salad out of chicken shit?"
Chicken shit. Yeah.
Yeah, we had some bad news. I remember. You know what I remember in 2012? This is when I knew it was bad. I don't know what game it was, but it was before the half, and I think Brady Quinn was our quarterback at the time, and I think he had threw like 3 picks in like a quarter, and I just remember the crowd just leaving. They showed the whole crowd leaving, and they wouldn't even past the first quarter. They showed the cars leaving and everything. It was so bad. It was so bad that Clark Hunt had to put a PSA like, "We're gonna change this. We're gonna do everything we can to change this," because he knew. Yeah. When this fan base
had airplanes flying banners over that week. Remember that?
When this fan base is like, "Yeah, I'm done.
Right.
I'm out. I'm not watching this product."
You have my man tripping about Snickers wrappers in the stairwell and shit while we ain't winning no damn game. He worried about people not picking up their candy bar wrappers and shit. I'm like, man, we ain't never gonna win shit. I swear to God, we ain't ever winning shit. We done came a long way.
Y'all worried about the wrong shit. Y'all worried about candy. This is football. What are you doing?
I said I said Kansas City ain't gonna win. Never won.
It's great.
I said Kansas City. I said
We are never winning shit after that. We got hey, listen, we pay people to clean up candy bar wrappers on the stairwell. We pay people to score touchdowns. Let's not get this shit blurred together, okay? I mean, it's like we gonna have our running back come up? Is it his problem to worry about Snicker wrappers and shit? You know, or we gonna score a touchdown? What is our problem, man? You know, them was rough. Them was rough times, man. Y'all giving me health problems.
I got to the point where the division title was our Super Bowl at that point. That's where I got to it. And then what really got to me was when all of a sudden I said somewhere along the line, something good gonna come out of Kansas City. And then I saw the Royals win the World Series. Realistically, they should have won 2, and that's another discussion. I'm like, if the Kansas City Chiefs don't get it together after watching this organization, then next thing you know, here we go.
Yeah, finally got it right. Drafting a quarterback. Drafting a quarterback. All right, fellas, we can go ahead and land this thing, man. We've been rocking for a couple hours now.
Yeah.
All right, man. Let's give a shout out to Every Morning Quarterback, man. You know, our sponsor. If you look down at the link at the bottom, look at emqpodcast.com/locker-room. You go to that website, you'll see the locker room access of all the podcasts that's under Every Morning Quarterback. They got a Patriots one, a Jets one, a Chargers one, a 49ers one, and they got ours, Arrowhead Chief Podcast. You click on the banner, you go to the link, you'll see all of our episodes from past to recent ones. And check us out, man. Shout out to them. Also, check out their podcast. They're on YouTube. Every Morning Quarterback. They talk about everything league-wide. They talk about college football, and they give you betting tips for the week. So shout out to Anthony, Brandon, Connor, and Zach over at Every Morning Quarterback. And whatever streaming platform that you use to listen to your podcast, Arrowhead Chief Podcast is on there, whether it be Apple, Google, Stitcher, Breaker, Anchor, all of them. Whatever you listen to your streaming platform, Arrowhead Chief Podcast, Spotify too. You listen to us, go ahead, check us out, follow us, hit that subscription button, and get all our episodes. And whatever social media platform you use, whether it be Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok, Arrowhead Chief Podcast is on there. Just type in AH Chief Podcast. We're on there. You follow us, we'll follow you back. Because Clarence, what's our motto?
We ain't Hollywood.
We in Hollywood. We will follow you back. Just remember to talk to us nice and normal. Don't come out yourself.
I ain't got my haircut yet, so y'all better talk to me nice.
Don't talk to us nice and normal.
I gotta get my head up.
Yeah. No, if you want to hit us up on any of the streaming platforms, hit us up. Hey, we got a follow from the Illuminati, Clarence, on Instagram.
Wow. Oh, Illuminati.
On Instagram.
It's over.
Some white dude.
They're going to take us out.
Some white dude. They want to sign us up, man.
They're going to take us out.
They want to sign us up, man. If you want to give us feedback, have us bring up topics that you guys want to hear on this show, hit us up, man. We're here, willing to hear all your feedback. Just make sure it's reasonable. Don't we bring up no stupid topics. You know what I'm saying? We ain't trying to hear that. So, but you definitely hit us up, man, and we'll interact with you and talk with you and all that good stuff. Right on. And shout out to Kyron, man. Joe coming on the show today, man. We finally put a face to the comment section. Y'all know what Joe looks like now.
Yeah, though.
And he's always welcome to come back on the show for sure, man. Definitely appreciate him coming on. So
absolutely.
All right, Chiefs Kingdom. It's been real. Hope you have a good rest of y'all day. We out.